Can't hear.
Damn it! I went through that whole introduction and
Yeah,
everything.
I see. I can't hear.
Anyway.
Testing, test. Makes no can.
Yeah.
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 Okay, now you can.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Screw it. Stand up. We're doing it again.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Do it again.
We have
Yeah.
the thunder to the lightning.
Yeah.
Mace.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Ken.
No audio on YouTube.
That was hard.
Son of a biscuit.
No, I think it's working now.
Okay.
Now I have to fix this.
Did you
Sorry
make
for
sure
everybody
the
here.
sound is on?
Chat, tell us words. Be
Maybe
like,
it's just because
it
you didn't
works.
have hit. I don't know.
Or you don't hear us. If you do hear us, say things.
Yes. Please confirm. Participate.
Who that?
Is it work? Yes. Let us know. Greatest guest of all time, Orion. You didn't he just?
Okay, I think they can hear us now.
Ryan.
And then I know it says we're good on
Yeah,
Twitch too.
I
Fantastic.
can hear.
Yeah.
It's working now. I'm not sure what that was.
Orion.
You're welcome. Toys and Tits had to do it again. It was so great the first time. Yes,
Oh.
Toys and Tits. That's their name.
That's their name?
Yes, legal name. Don't abbreviate that. None of that. So, anyways, now that we're here, we've got some topics to cover, some pretty cool news, and of course, we're talking about Supergirl.
I will defend this.
I'm sure we've got plenty to
I
say.
think we can do, yeah.
But first and foremost, Asia, what have we got?
We can go ahead and dive into our topics
Please.
for today. Let's get into them because I feel like we're gonna need to definitely block some significant time for Supergirl
Mhm.
and the state of DC
Mm-hmm.
after this.
Damn, the state. Hold
Yes, because we got to talk about
I
that.
think that's a conversation that needs to be had
on.
there.
Oh,
All right.
my feelings, man.
What's your feelings? You ain't invested in WB?
I
It's their fault.
WB.
We'll get to that. First off, let me just say, everybody, this is going to be a nice, reasonable conversation. No
With minimum yelling.
Yes, no crash outs, no yelling, no turn ups, none of that. It's going to be a nice, reasonable conversation.
A peaceful.
A dialogue, if you will.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I
I
like
got
that.
vocabulary like
You
that.
enjoy.
I don't have.
enjoy lying.
Are you calling
You
me
didn't
a
have
liar?
Right now,
I don't want to get into it.
First off, them's fighting.
Yo, you think that this
we can
is going
boot up
to be a
Tekken 8 right
peaceful-
now, and I
We
will
can
make
boot
you
up Tekken 8. I'll beat his ass.
You hear that? Who's lying?
I know it asked in the chat, did we see Scary Movie?
We did not.
No.
You know, there was a lot.
I want.
Let me save what I have to say for later because it's going to be a nice, reasonable conversation. I'm not going to get angry.
All right, let's go ahead and dive into our topics. First topic for tonight, we're going to talk about Apple prices and the global chip shortage.
Ha ha!
So, due to a major global shortage of memory and storage chips, tech giants Apple and Microsoft just hit consumers with unexpected price hikes. Apple raised prices on MacBooks and iPads by up to $200, while Microsoft jacked up prices on Xbox consoles. The reason? Massive AI companies are buying up all the available memory capacity for data centers, and global shipping disruptions have cut off semiconductor materials. Analysts warn smartphone and iPhone price hikes are likely next.
Can we talk about just how much the world sucks right now? Because why do we keep dealing with this?
Everything is so damn expensive.
And real quick, Raven Die Black did give us a $2 super thanks.
Oh,
It didn't pop up. I didn't see it up there, but I saw it over here come up.
thank you so much. Well, Dave, thank you for staying on top of it. And Raven Thy Black, thank you.
Paying for the Wendy's fries. Yeah.
I've not had Wendy's in a minute.
But like I said, everything is so dang expensive and it's just getting more expensive. And
it goes deeper than that, Asia.
Where's it go, Joe?
Because once again, not like they didn't do this already, the social contract continues to be broken.
Damn.
First off, of course, we can acknowledge it's bad enough that the things that you need to live, like food, shelter, water, you got to pay for, of course, all those
Somebody
things.
redeemed a hydrate.
Well, luckily,
Already?
I have beverages.
I do.
Bad enough that you have to pay for the essentials, but now all the cheap shit and all the distractions that made it easier to cope. Now those things are so expensive that consumers are getting priced out of that
Because
market.
they're greedy. They say we're gonna overprice everything that you need, and everything that'll pacify you, we're gonna make it cheap just
But
to keep you
Tori,
in that area.
but no. But see, even those things aren't cheap anymore. And there are literally CEOs talking about, well, gosh, we might have to lower prices because consumers just aren't buying our bullshit anymore. And it's like, well, what did you expect?
And the only
You're the
reason,
one who's raising the prices on literally everything.
only
You can't
reason,
afford to live. You can't afford to eat. You can't even afford candy or video games anymore. So
Definitely can't
now you're
afford video games.
surprised that nobody is buying your Kellogg's sugary
but
cereal?
here's the thing.
Very
No shit.
The only reason for them to do that is just for them to feel like the savior. Like, oh, we're gonna lower these prices, and now you love us again, and we're gonna sprinkle that on there for a little bit, and then we're gonna bring it right back just to let you know that we're still in charge.
But bet money that if they do bring the prices down, it's still going to be higher than where it was before. So
Joe, sorry not to cut you off,
go
but I
for it.
think is that I knew it. Who's that at the bottom?
Somebody, I can't read it, but somebody says trapped
Tori,
in
can you highlight that in the blue at the bottom for us so we can get
Um,
Zoom in and enhance.
above pepperoni's comment.
at the right.
Oh, what's up, Relentless? I see you in there.
Tiger Mac, trapped in anime, bro. You lost weight. Congrats, bro.
Hey,
Joe, they can tell
check
already.
you out.
Joe,
That's
tell
what's
them
up.
about your routine.
Well, first and foremost, I think it's the angle of the seating that's doing me the favors. But me and the homie Mace No Ken, we have been actually working out consistently, doing some cardio here and there, some boxing and kickboxing drills, weightlifting, ab exercises, katas, all kinds of good stuff. So we are on our fitness journey, and we've stayed consistent for the past few weeks. So we're keeping it moving.
Consistency.
I haven't seen the number go down yet, but I do feel more in the arms. I
See,
feel my body being
All,
able to move
all
better.
my extra, all orangutan,
Oh,
just
no.
all hanging out right now out
He's
here.
benefiting the most because he's actually got clothes that are too
Yes.
loose for him now.
If I
So
stand, these pants will fall.
I still can't fit in the shit, but I'm working on it. So thank you for recognizing.
Consistency.
What's up?
Pepperoni said that they're doing kickboxing too.
Awesome. Relentless says, "Hey, my brother, who's the special guest? Five Guys or Five Guys at McDonald's? Which one are you picking? Five Guys?
Is he calling me Five Guys from
No,
McDonald's?
no,
or is he
no.
asking-
No.
Okay,
I think he was asking the special guest.
Our chat.
I was like, man, that was a good roast right out the gate.
No,
but
it wasn't a roast.
but Five Guys from McDonald's?
Yeah.
And then
It should
which
be an
one's
obvious-
good?
It should be an obvious
What do you
answer.
choose?
Yes.
Who would ever think McDonald's is good? Do you like McDonald's? If you like McDonald's and I apologize, I do not apologize.
I don't apologize.
I don't apologize.
I ain't apologizing for
I
a
don't-
motherfucking thing.
Asia and Tori like McDonald's.
Okay.
But I'm glad this is happening so I can say it really fast. I wanted to get this off my chest because I don't care how Tori feels the same way as I do. I don't give a damn what Joe has to say. Raising Cane's is disgusting.
It's terrible.
Please move on.
Tastes like dry.
Nasty ass ain't no if you have to cook chicken and use sauce for it to be good chicken, it's not good
They
chicken.
might as well just go in the
Trash.
business.
Absolutely terrible.
They probably
I
make it
smile as I
Salt
do
and
it
bread.
because I'm still hoping that this doesn't stop Trap from getting some type of sponsorship
Oh,
with
no.
Raising Cane's.
That shit is
But
long
I do
gone.
not speak
That's
for Trapped in
long
Anime, so that's okay. You guys can eat all the nasty chicken you want.
You can sponsor him.
Salmonella all day. But I'll never eat that garbage again.
May I ask a question, Derek? You and Joe are both on
Gross.
your you're on your fitness journeys and everything, right?
Yes, sir.
So we're talking about Raising Cane's. Isn't it like good to have a chicken that's not drenched in a bunch of seasoning and stuff? Just a kind of plain chicken bread.
It's so
strip.
Probably-
The answer to that
It's
problem
so-
is
it's so
grocery
hard.
store.
I do fucks with the grocery.
It's,
store.
Ugh.
what do you think? What kind of calories you think is in that sauce?
I mean, here's
Boy.
the thing. Between, I'm sure, a KFC and the Raising Cane's, KFC is probably
KFC is
worse.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But
Yeah.
it's not like you're getting.
Bro.
It's still fried chicken.
What is
So
the
it's
worst chicken place that you can think of?
Raising Cane's.
Besides, I mean, we're both on that page, but like, where's another? What's the assest chicken restaurant you've been to?
like- okay, let me put it this way. While it's not like if you get Speedway, even though I've of course talked highly of them before.
Speedway
Hear-
chicken is
Hear,
fire.
hear me out. What I'm saying is, if you get their chicken fresh,
Okay, yeah,
Way
by
go.
the gods, yes,
Heavenly.
yes.
but then if it's been sitting out for a while, it's like, look,
Yo, yeah, that's kind of nasty.
I
but-
paid for it, so I got it.
But that sitting out chicken, I would eat that out of the vomit of a rat that ate it first,
Okay,
then go back to Raising Cane's.
okay, that's a little far from me.
Nope.
I would never. Y'all talked me into trying it again, and it was. I literally got sick off of eating eating that nasty.
Chad, I know you know the difference of seasoned and not seasoned fried chicken. I know you know. I know just put 30 of it. You know. Okay? If you need sauce, they keep bragging about the sauce. You hear this. This is
Drink the
sauce.
sauce.
Dip it in
Drink-
the
drink-
sauce.
wash
the
the
sauce
chicken down
makes
with
it
the sauce.
delicious. No. That's nasty.
Ask them what
You
the chicken
realize
tastes
you have to
like.
buy the barbecue chicken, right?
I ain't said nothing, bro.
Ask them what the chicken tastes like. What does it taste like?
What taste? What taste?
Just tastes like meat. Just raw dog and dry meat, unseasoned meat.
And it ain't even white chicken.
Whoa. Raw dog and dry meat is
Look,
crazy.
add that to the
That's,
sub
that's,
count.
that's what
If
Raising
that's what
Cane's
you be
is.
doing,
Oh, that's what y'all be doing.
That's what
with
you
Raising
saying.
Cane's. Y'all be praising and Raising Cane's so much.
Bro, if that's the case, look, McDonald's. I chicken sandwich from McDonald's all day. I chicken club, chicken wrap, chicken anything.
I mean, out of everything from McDonald's, the McChickens are probably the most consistent.
I'd eat
but
that.
also
Like
fuck McDonald's.
I would eat McDonald's with a knife and a fork on a plate with a big old thing where it looks elegant as hell than Raising Cane's, bro. I would never. Oh god.
So we were on the topic of apple prices and the global chip
Yeah, I don't
shortage.
know how that happened. My bad.
McDonald's sells apples.
Any other final thoughts on the chip shortage and this hike in prices?
It sucks.
It sounds about right for Apple.
Don't do that.
I mean, it's all
Well-
up, but Apple definitely isn't helping.
I mean, I think everybody's because I mean, I'm sure I don't remember if it's a topic or not, but I know like Sony also
Oh.
is
Mhm.
increasing. Is that on there? I don't know if that's on there.
Yeah, no, it
Not
is.
as
Yes.
much. Not as
I'll
much,
wait
though.
until we get
Not,
there.
not as much.
No, let's just go ahead and segue into it
Yeah.
because I mean they're also removing.
Oh, don't say it.
Oh, you're talking about that? Well, okay,
That
we'll get
too.
to that too. So yeah, but also before that, like prices on Sony did go up as well.
So did the Xbox.
So
Don't
did
let 'em do
Xbox.
Sony.
No, Xbox went up again too. So everything's
Okay.
going
Prices
up.
across the board.
In general, I feel like can I be honest? I
Say
feel like
please.
gaming is now the same as golf
Okay, explain.
Yeah, TV.
because for golf, clubs, clothes, shoes,
Oh,
membership is
yeah.
very expensive. Gaming is dang the same because now if you bought a console today, almost all these consoles are like almost $1,000. Steam Deck is rumored to be $1,000.
Over
So
$1,000.
before you even the barrier for entry is now $1,000 just for a system, let alone controller, headset, gaming chair, this. I mean, you know.
Which for all that, you might as well just buy a PC.
I mean that I don't disagree. But
Now,
I'm
wait a
saying
minute,
in
don't do
general,
that.
Gaming is an expensive
PC
hobby.
is still going to
No,
be more
honestly-
expensive than the console.
Go ahead.
If girls are looking to date a rich guy, I'd say go after a gamer.
Hey.
Y'all gotta have the money, okay? Y'all got money. Y'all do.
Hey, look,
If my friends are looking for dudes with money, I say find you a gamer.
Look.
They straight out here.
I think what we do as gamers is that we just don't responsibly pay for anything else and get the video game.
Probably.
I don't know if you want to.
Hey, look, I got a bunch of stuff on sale. So.
Raven Knight Black says, "Yep, Dave's right, 100%. Hobby for the rich. It is.
Mhm.
It used to be a hobby that we could do regularly, but now this is golf. This is a rich man's hobby.
I agree.
We're priced out.
Now, I will say, Steam do be having some good sales though.
Yes,
Because I did just
but
stock
can you
up
even
on
get
some
a
classic-
computer. But in this day and age, you can't even get a computer. Chip shortage.
Well, I already have it, so I
I
wouldn't.
know.
So
Yeah, but I know. But I'm saying, but like with the chip shortage and everything else going on, it's like how do you even get the barrier for entry of gaming is so high now, even for PC because of the AI chip shortage.
well, let's not confuse the chickens and our eggs here because there's a clear enemy here that needs to be addressed. It's not really the gaming market. It's just a symptom, but it's not really the cause.
It is a
The
secret.
cause is all this AI shit and all these other companies that are investing in it and creating all these chips. So like they're you see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
and like the legislation that lets them get away with it. And I'm even gonna bring up
I
something
was about-
regarding like
That
the
legislation stuff.
no, because that's the issue. Is
That's why they passed that bill to where there's no restrictions on AI,
hmm
just so they could do these things.
And even you know those like speed cameras that you be seeing on the
Mhm.
highways or just anywhere in general.
Everywhere, yeah.
Yeah. There's of course some AI fuckery going on with those too, where they're collecting data and sending it to the government, all kinds of stuff.
But you know the funny thing is,
this.
oh no, you first.
I was gonna say I saw this one video, this post. This guy spent 3 months in jail because the database used AI to try to it was on surveillance, but they used AI to try to match him with somebody else, but they matched a fugitive with him, and then arrested him, had him in jail for 3 months.
Tori, you got a spare
Incredible.
tinfoil hat? Because I might have to spit something real quick.
The other scary thing.
All I'm saying is, I'll let you get. Look, if you have some automated systems that'll like get your license plate and then link it to your identity and decide who to send tickets to and whatnot, you don't think they gonna pick and choose people of the brown variety? I'm just saying.
They'll be,
Because they sent me tickets. I don't know if they sent it to Jethro in the pickup truck driving fast as hell right next to me. I'm just saying.
there'll definitely be
It's
a
possible.
program in
Wait, did
there
you get that? You got a ticket? Was that while you were driving for your job, or?
While I was going to work.
Oh, how much was it?
I mean, it's like anywhere from like 75 to like 150. I ain't paid it yet, but
Oh, okay.
They go up to 150 now?
Yeah.
Last time
Is
I
it-
got it was like 125.
Is it like depends on like your
In
first
that
or
range.
second, like
Something like that.
Okay,
It's
But
been
look,
a
they can't
while since
charge me
I
what
got
I
it.
don't have.
Since
So
I
they
got
gotta
it.
wait. But
they'll get it when they get it.
yeah, if they get it.
If they get it,
It's not like they need it.
Right.
they get it.
What is the other thing that we are concerned with consoles? She said there was something else.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, as you were talking about PlayStation. And
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The disc feature now. So
Oh, she's gonna say that. Oh,
Yeah.
Let's
We
get
got
into
we
it.
got to talk about it.
actually, somebody commented on it up here. Can I actually see in the chat real quick?
Oh, we got a good 34 viewers here too.
34
guys.
viewers.
Appreciate y'all.
Okay, sorry, it went too fast. I
Okay,
can't see it.
while she's trying to find the topic that she can say real quick
What
that
was-
came from the chat,
It
please,
was the
everybody
chat
in the
about
chat
the
that
disc,
is
but it's
here.
okay.
Remember that you are not
The
just watching, you
PlayStation.
are experiencing Trapped in Anime live, meaning that you,
Trapped
the viewer, have a responsibility to share this on respective social media. That means the Book of Faces, the grams of Insta, the ticks of Talk, and the place formerly known as Twitter, which is now X. Let the world know that you are here with all of us, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. He's good at doing his job. Appreciate
Okay, so Sony has already announced that disk drives are going to be discontinued from their consoles. To be said starting in, I believe they said 2028.
something like that. Yeah.
But you know, they did say, you know, hey, we're looking at the data here, and according to our numbers, and PlayStation is leading in, you know, as far as game sales, but according to them, they have the data that says that the majority of their customers are already buying digital anyway. And I can say for myself, I have a digital PlayStation anyway, so I'm already in that camp. But like in general, like they're saying that people are already doing it anyway, so we might as well just
Yeah.
take out this thing that only maybe 20%. They didn't give raw numbers, but
Yeah.
I'm just guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Only 20% of people are holding on to disc and still going to disc. Even take us, for example, down the street, GameStop near us closed down. GameStops in general are not doing great. So I mean,
GameStop has been kind of trash for a good minute, but that's a whole nother topic.
true. But I'm just saying in general, we're seeing the decline of
crazy
the
that-
decline. So I mean, how do we feel about disk drives being over?
Who got something to say? Because I got something to say. But I'll wait my turn.
I'll be honest
Who's
with
going
you.
first? Who's going first?
I'll
Yeah.
go first, and it's I know I'm gonna get I'll get beat up for this.
Say your piece, bro.
It's about time.
Okay, maybe
It's
you
about
should.
time. No, because I worked at GameStop for 10 years, and
Oh, you was talking about that. Okay, yeah,
well,
fuck
I'm
yeah,
just
fuck
saying,
GameStop. Get him out of here.
for disk drives in general, or being the person that likes to collect your games, I get it. That's fine. But PlayStation is not the only digital media in general is not stopping at video games, right? Lots of things don't do as much physical media anymore. DVDs or Blu-rays or all kinds of stuff like that. It's not stopping at consoles. And the way things are happening right now for video game devs, a lot of them are getting fired all the time. They don't have sustainable jobs when making video games to keep to keep getting sponsored by companies for them to even have a studio anymore. Bungie went down in flames. Just so many different places. 343, if they're still trying to do a Halo, we don't know. Like
I
they
mean, it's just
brought
getting
Gears,
so much more expensive.
right?
to
Like
make
Microsoft will say, "Hey, we got this brand new game. It's exclusive." Sorry if I went after Xbox. If you think that's what I'm doing, we got this brand new game for Gears of War. It's going to be exclusive to the Xbox, and they'll turn around and it'll be exclusive to the PlayStation the next year because companies cannot maintain exclusivity
Yeah.
anymore because it costs that much more money. Taking the disc drive off these consoles so they can manufacture more cloud-based gaming, things like that, digital media, it saves them money. It helps keep more employees at these companies. It's doing a favor for the industry.
Y'all got something to say? 'Cause
Asia, Tori, let's hear y'all speak.
I mean, I feel like at the same time that they could definitely still do it and
Still do
still
what?
be able to do the physical copies, and because like if you look at like all the money that they spend on other things or the promotion of things that weren't like, this money's going somewhere. It's going somewhere. Like the amount of money and budget that they get, you see a lot of these indie games that have way less budgets do amazing. And I feel like these big companies, they're pocketing more than they're using, because the same can be done with these smaller companies. It's just like I feel like it's just the same thing like with movies, when they was like, oh, like we got this huge budget, but we can have this lackluster design for this costume, but at the same time you have these cosplayers that do with smaller budgets make stuff look comic
look,
book
don't beat up on James Gunn like that. He's a nice man.
No, I'm just like
Oh, here you go.
comic book accurate. I'm saying, but these companies, they're cutting corners, but their budgets are still as high as they are. You cutting all this money and cutting all these corners. Okay, then where's the money going? Like you getting these budgets the money is up there. Like you get this huge budget, but yet still, oh, we got to fire these people because we couldn't do this, this, and this. I'm like, but okay, then where's the where did you put all the income for it then?
Well, but I'm
And that
just to throw it at your point, Tori. The CEO of Microsoft, or I'm sorry, of Xbox, did say they cannot afford to keep making consoles anymore. So even though they're still doing the Project Scorpio thing.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, continue your point. I just want to let you know it would probably help X. People gotta save money somewhere. But you're right, the money is going somewhere.
Real quick. I don't know if I heard like how you guys. I know you're talking about like maybe like industry and stuff like that. But how do you personally feel? Is this?
I like.
Does this even affect you? Does this even affect y'all?
But
Do you like them? But hold on, wait. Do you like them? But do you actually buy them on a majority more than digital?
Yeah, I got more physical copy games than I have digital games.
Yeah, we can't be counting
Okay.
PS2 and PS1 games.
Even my
Yeah, go ahead.
PS5 games,
Yeah.
because the PS5 you get 3 games on the console and it's it. That's you out of memory. Unless you pay the $300-$400 for the extended store.
Okay.
Well, Asia, go ahead and say your piece.
I just have like just a small piece on this. I was just saying like I started becoming more of a gamer once I got with David, and in the entire 7 years we've been together and I've played on his console, I've never touched a disc or anything like that. All the games have been
And that's on
digital.
Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation.
So-
It's a foreign idea to us to use a disc for a.
But they
Yeah.
like the hands-free lifestyle. I mean,
but
that
I'm not
comes with-
alone though. This is now the data shows this is most people.
All right.
Oh
Time
yeah.
for me to step in the ring because I'm about to drop a bomb on y'all.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Now, understand. Of course, I've grown up with like physical media for games and stuff like that. A lot of PS4 games I bought were still physical.
Mhm.
Of course, I don't really buy physical games much these days just because I have a Switch that I play every once in a while, and I mostly game on my PC, and pretty much everything on there is digital. So I've gotten used to the convenience of digital. So the fact that this digital isn't so bad, but here's the kicker, is where it gets into that legislation again, because they actually blocked a law that would actually make it so that even if some server went down, you could still keep the copies of the games that you downloaded and you bought.
Mhm.
So once the service is done, those games are gone, and they can technically sell it back to you later on the next generation. That's pushing it too far. So if you want to go digital, I get it. That's fine. Price things appropriately. Don't scam people. But if you're going to try to keep it so that you don't own anything, and look, there's a slogan going around right now. They say, if I buy it and I don't own it, then it's not stealing if I pirate it or something like that. I've heard
that.
Yeah, but so honestly, at this point,
Okay.
The internet's cooking.
Well, and Joe, now, and to add to your point, I
Mhm.
don't have it in front of me. If somebody wants to look it up, Asia, feel free. But I'm pretty sure around the same time there was something that happened with Sony where they had some movies that people had downloaded, like through what?
Is that somebody just posted in the chat? Sony just announced they're deleting 500 movies purchased by customers in a digital store.
Damn.
Sony started notifying PlayStation users this month that all Studio Canal titles will be removed from their accounts by September 1st, 2026.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
heard
That's
that.
from Jonathan Mason.
Thank
Also,
you,
what's up,
thank you,
Jonathan?
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. That was
And
what I
that's
was.
and
Is that what you're
That's
talking
what I was talking about.
That's
right
what you're
there.
talking about?
and that's why I'm always telling y'all. That's why I like physical copies, because at any given moment when you have a digital copy, if they say that you don't have it anymore, then you don't have it.
But my point too is that, I mean, of course, that's probably the way to go. But my issue is they clearly have a choice, because we've seen this in like previous console generations too. Like if you have an eShop on a 3DS, because if you remember, like there was like the DSi eShop, and then you could still play those games on a 3DS. But even when like that eShop went down, I still had those games on my 3DS that I could play whenever I wanted. This is clearly a choice that they're making. So if you want to move things to digital, that's fine, but do not take away our freedom. This is what we got to be fighting against too. So
And I remember, I think it was like, I don't know if it was in New York or LA, but they were trying to propose a bill that if you bought a game and the game studio or whatever shut down,
yeah, that's what I was talking about.
and the game's no longer be able to play, you should either be able to they should have a offline server, or you should be able to get a refund for that game.
A couple years ago, a game that this happened to that made a lot of people upset, that was very popular, whether you liked it or not. If you remember Jump Force,
Mm-hmm.
which is a really, it was a really
I got a
big
copy of
popular.
it right
Yeah,
back
if you
there.
don't have a physical copy, you can't play the game anymore because the company stopped supporting it. They were the gaming, like PlayStation, Xbox, they just removed it from their game library.
Yeah.
You can't play it, period, unless you have a physical copy. You can't play it online anymore.
But what
Remember
sucks,
Tekken
what,
Revolution?
what really
Tekken Revolution,
what
but
really sucks is you can't even but get the DLC.
Yep.
yeah,
You
no,
don't have
yeah.
the DLC.
And if you've paid for DLC for that game of any kind, or you're done. But the other thing that I don't, this is the one personal thing I don't like, is let's say you're playing with a group of friends one night, like, yo, we should stream Guilty Gear or something, and then you go to the PlayStation store and it's $60. Well, you could have bought a physical copy for used from whatever game store, but you know, if disc based will no longer be a thing, then all your friends are just stuck playing $60 for the game that all your friends want to play together.
Unless
So,
you buy, but if they're stopping the disc drives for the game systems, I wonder if they'll still sell them separately, because I know they do sell them separately if you want to add it to your digital copy of your
at this
PS5.
point, we were at the
Oh,
mercy
sell
of whatever.
the
Yeah, they do what iPhone
Start
does.
burning some shit.
We're gonna take it away and then sell it back to
You
you.
mean go grab some matches?
Just like when iPhone took away the audio jack and said,
Sell
"Hey,
that
we'll
to some-
sell you this adapter for the audio
I'll tell
jack."
that to everybody
felt
else.
like gave
That,
it to you.
hey,
So now they
We pull up
have where you
fortune.
can buy the disc thing separate. It's kind of like with
I've
the
seen it.
own some
computer.
games then.
So I feel like it's all just one. I feel like instead of it being for the greater good, I feel like it's just another way that they
Okay.
can pocket more money.
So I don't
course.
I don't disagree with what y'all are saying, but I do think, to me, like the real issue in my personal opinion is like almost the way we're handling the digital files, because obviously with this Sony situation there, Sony had a deal with this studio to, hey, we'll allow our customers to buy, quote unquote buy, as in just borrow these movies, et cetera, et cetera. But then when that licensing ran out with Sony, then the customers lose access to the movies. The real issue to me is like how we handle the digital files, because as of now,
Now, when you
there's-
say we,
as a way
talking the
that we are
consumer-
allowed to handle digital files.
so the burden is on the actual people providing the service.
Yes, and to me,
Yes.
that we need a universal system across the board that we are able to look at and access our digital files. Because we're living in a digital world now, but we've not kind of transitioned to a way to really access all these files that we download from
Mhm.
Amazon, iTunes, whatever it is.
Mhm.
So once we get that, I think then it's easier, because then it's like, hey, at least we own the files. We can actually see the data. Right now, I can't take the movie from Amazon
Yeah.
and do anything with it unless play it on Amazon.
You realize the problem
They
with
should
that.
offer full refund.
You realize the problem with that is if we go your way about it, there will be a pricing to that system.
like a monthly.
I'm just
If you
saying,
wanna
if you ever make a way for there to be something convenient to do the thing that isn't being done, it has to be charged because it's a company that's doing it. They're
Yeah.
not just going to do
No, you're right.
service.
And the thing,
And
and
that's
their biggest concern, I assume, one of them would be, how do you do what I'm suggesting without opening the
what.
world up to
Yep.
piracy 100%? Because if everybody has access to, the latest anime solo leveling file, then they're going to send it to everybody.
Everybody.
So you need a way. But again, we have all the technology,
But at
all
this
this,
point,
so we have billions of dollars.
we
in
can
tech.
already
So
pirate.
there's not one tech company
here's-
smart enough to figure out how to
here's-
do
here's the
digital
flip-
files privately yet.
Here's the flip side of this too. At this point, whether they're at risk of privacy or not, fuck them.
Damn.
Because they've shown that they're untrustworthy, so they don't need that. I don't give a damn how their numbers look. Just provide a good service, and then we'll talk.
All the data leaks.
You stop
all of that
fucking
stuff.
up,
They
and
don't.
then we'll
They
talk.
never reimburse us for any
No,
of that
not getting
stuff.
angry this stream.
I think it's
Asia, can we check out the chat, Asia? We got a lot.
Yeah, we got a lot.
You want Asia?
Nakim says, all the films I've purchased are physical. I have 500 plus films, Blu-ray, DVD, and VHS. I'm good on films. The only ones I've downloaded are animated films because in the early 2000s we couldn't own them because they're exclusively regional to the USA. That was from Nakim. DB Dax says, let's say the PS6 is a digital-only console, and 20 years after its release, you want to get a game for the PS6, but they've shut down the store just like they did for the PS3/Vita. What are you going to do? You can't go to a GameStop, a pawn shop, a flea market, eBay, or whatever.
There's a break.
PlayStation now has 100% control over how you buy and play a game. I have a question, David. A few streams ago, when the gaming industry was tripping, you expressed that gamers should boycott protests. It's like, what shouldn't, at this point, I think it's needed now.
Well, here's the thing. It's going to come naturally now because most people just can't afford shit.
Yeah.
And like I said, the CEOs are already feeling it, but at the same time, you brought it on yourselves. What did you expect? Now it's and again, the social contract is broken. You can't own a home, and for the ones that you can rent, you can't afford the rent. You can't own, you can't afford the basics, the things you actually need. So now all the junk food, all the candy, all the unhealthy, sugary, salty snacks, junk, like either your gaming, your entertainment, your AI, you can't afford shit. So it's like, if you can't afford everything, then we're just not going to buy it. It's not going to work to your benefit. So why do it?
Listen,
but to Asia's point, though, as we mentioned a few weeks ago, and maybe if we would have listened to me a few weeks ago, maybe we wouldn't be here because Derek, you weren't here, but I suggested, and I remember getting pushback.
Well, I told you.
Corey,
I told you to fire it up, and I'll follow your lead. I said,
how would you say?
I said, get on your burner account, drop them reviews. And get something planned together. I said get a group together with your burner account.
So Derek, here's what I suggested. I think we need, as gamers, collectively we need to make a list of demands. We basically need to hold the gaming industry hostage. All right, and we're
Like
saying, hey, starting now, here's our 3 demands. Whatever the most important topics are, we have 3 demands, and we say, you know what? Starting now, we're not playing, buying, or turning on any game consoles. If they see 50% of their online servers drop down, they're not touching the prices anymore because they know that gamers are now
they just
unified.
Gonna be playing
Gamers
offline.
won't stop gaming enough to do that, and toys won't help.
Well, here's the issue with what you're saying.
Okay.
I agree with the boycott. I don't feel like it's a bad idea. But you have to remember, gaming is not just an industry of just you buy the video game, you pop it in and you play, or you buy the video game, you download and play. It is now you buy the video game, you stream the video game, you make revenue off the video game, you have ads that you're paid for the video game. There are people that live off of this. For something like what you're wanting to happen, it wouldn't just be the casual audience. You would need streamers. You would need bigger name people.
Oh yeah, we need about a good 20% of the gaming.
So who's ready? So what streamer is ready to sit here and say, I don't want to get paid?
We need all the
you know what I'm saying?
Top streamers for
that's what I'm saying. And none of them, no one's gonna stop. When you realize this is their 9 to 5. If you could sit there and do a 9 to 5 of playing a video game, but now you're gonna boycott it, well, they're going to be broke. They're not going to get paid. You're not going to get that
But
revenue.
what did we say to the factory workers that the business was doing them dirty and they did the walkout? It's the same thing. They work there.
You're saying that's the same thing,
But
but
I feel like if you're going to
and
take any
they're
sort
in a
of action-
union. They have
They're-
stuff set
they're
up to
always-
where they can.
well, not only just union, but these are people that could easily walk out and apply for another job. Streaming doesn't work that way.
You
Streaming takes time. You got to build the channel, the followers,
you
obviously you
boycott,
guys know what I'm talking about.
boy-
Like,
boycott gaming,
well,
and
hold on.
everybody
To-
just doing just.
it's a
chat.
great idea.
Hold
I
on.
just don't think it's
To rebut that a little bit. I mean, if you talk the same logic when it comes to a boycott, a strike, a walkout, or whatever, there's always going to be some degree of like a risk
Yes.
and a that you have and sacrifice you have to take if you're going to do that. So I mean, like, you know, if streamers themselves make the conscious decision to say, "Hey, I'm going to boycott this game. I'm not going to play it, no matter what numbers it could bring
you're
me."
saying this game. He's saying gaming.
Well, I was like I'm saying, whatever it is, whatever the
I'm saying,
mission
like
is,
72
and
hours
whatever the
straight of no gaming, a whole weekend of no gaming.
But if the streamer can like convince his fans to like get on board with the idea too, like,
Yeah, no.
and they'll
that be
probably
it.
still tune in even if they're not gaming. It's like
so
support.
so
We'll
if-
still,
so
we'll still
if-
support you. We'll still
so
support
if-
you even if
but
you're not gaming.
if a streamer convinced their chat and all that to not do, would the company be able to sue them for that?
No.
No,
don't
the
think so, no.
company wouldn't be able to sue them for that, but you have to remember, I mean, you guys know how revenue works between websites and ads and things like that. You stop doing something and you stop being sponsored. So I'm not saying it's a bad idea to convince other people, even if it's a big name. I just know if you don't hit the go live button, a lot of these people stop getting paid.
Do we need a lot of streamers? We need the community here too.
Well,
you know?
what'd you say? 50%?
I'm saying we need a good 20%
But
to make a
to-
difference.
But
Okay.
here's the flip side to what you're saying too. I mean, this is literally the same reason why we don't have a general strike for like anything else.
Okay.
Is because, and this is very much intentional, this entire economy, this system is generated to keep people from getting active in these types of things.
But we could start it.
But that's the thing. Somebody can start it, but to get enough momentum to the point that it can make a dent, it's a very hard to ask like the general
Man.
population. Because
That's just
again,
like-
if we had a general strike right now, we don't shop at any grocery stores, we don't pay taxes, don't pay bills, et cetera, et cetera. The entire US economy would freeze. Everybody would feel it and it was like, oh shit, now we gotta listen. The problem is we're too busy and we're too stressed that we don't do it. We get off of our dead end 9-to-5 jobs. You go home, you piss the rest of your evening away for the few hours. Then you got to get back up in the next morning because you only have enough to pay just enough for the rent till you can be broke until you get paid. Then you got to pay the
There's
next bill.
literally
A lot of
people.
Nobody has the energy to do it right now. And by the time we actually get pissed off enough to do it, it's going to be too little too late because these fuckers in charge are building safeguards for when the shit hits the fan. We are
People-
fucked.
People are afraid.
My movement to move to Pluto and colonize and terraform as a safe haven for black people, other minorities can come in with a very rigorous screening process. I'm getting the movement together. That's our only hope. You have to follow me on this one.
People are afraid of the consequences.
Yes.
I look at it like, look at Colin Kaepernick.
Ah.
You know, that man took a knee and he caught hell for it. A lot of people was like, nah, I'm not about to do it because I'm afraid of what the repercussions would be
Yeah.
for that.
But didn't Jay-Z
And
come and like help him?
he didn't. He said,
did?
we not taking a knee. We don't do that.
Oh.
Jay-Z was on the other side.
Oh,
with
never
that.
mind.
There are
Yeah.
people that live in trailer
And
like
so because like when you call boycott, then that leaves the door open for people is in the union world, scabs will come in. If they ain't gonna stream it, I'm gonna stream it. Then I'm gonna get it.
Leaves that gap in the market.
Yeah.
Also, Relentless, thank you for supporting my movement to Pluto. It's not a planet anymore, so the real estate's got to be nice and cheap. We can collect, we can buy it up. Like I said, we can make it happen.
Pitch in like it's a steak and shake.
man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to take us to our next topic. Away from gaming, more so in recent news, Drewski hosted the BET Awards recently.
Mhm.
So, comedian and digital creator Drewski took the stage to host the BET Awards, bringing his signature internet humor, sketches, and chaotic energy to mainstream television. This move highlights a massive ongoing shift in entertainment where digital first creators and internet comedians are being tapped to lead major legacy Hollywood award shows over traditional television personalities.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing in the gaming industry where indie games are kind of taken over compared to a lot of the big
Triple
budget
A.
AAA
Yeah.
heavy marketing rotation. I feel like there's a lot more quote unquote trust in those independent sources, even though low key a lot of them are starting to get just as corrupt as mainstream, but that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, I mean, there's clearly a blending of the markets. Like, big time celebrities in Hollywood and doesn't have as much power as it used to compared to a lot of some of the more independent stuff these days, which
So
is
I didn't even see the BET Awards. Was he
I think
like?
he was the host.
Oh no, he was the host. But I'm saying, like, were the other celebrities like enjoying it, or was it
It,
like one of those like?
oh,
he
you're an
de-
internet
he
Yeah.
celebrity. Who
definitely. I
knows?
mean, he definitely interacted with a lot of celebrities that that dabble into social media. Like, I think he ran up to. I think and a lot of people who have that virality because I think he went up to Ray J, different people that
Mhm.
are always seen in social media a lot.
Okay.
So he interacted with a lot of them. But I think that's another reason why a lot of these big companies are leaning towards content creators and streamers because they see the the novelty in the virality of streamers and clipping and all of that. It keeps the media buzz around what's going on, and it's more revenue for them.
And also, the sad reality too is they'll probably work for cheaper.
Of
Mm.
course,
Yeah.
of course. They
Well,
because you got to think you got the content creator and streamer who they're reaching for. They'll take they throw them. Oh, here's 500 bands to do this. When is it? Well, if they were
Give
to
me
get
20 bucks.
somebody, or if it was like for Kevin or any of them, they dropping probably a mil and up. So like we
Yeah.
saving money and we getting like it's crazy because you got the cheaper, more virality of this person than the notoriety and the notoriety of this person who's already been established and all that, but you just got to pay them more because everybody knows who they are. But then you got this person who's always viral that's going to generate buzz about what you're doing. So they're going to go for the cheaper virality option.
They're just happy to be there.
Yeah.
mhm.
Mm.
I've seen a lot of
Like I said, give me some gas money. I'll host the BET Awards. I don't give a fuck.
I thought it was good. He dropped some really cool skits as well. You know, he's known for his skits as well. He dropped some skits kind of during the same time. I thought it was cool for them to get him. Honestly, like as far as like right now, I'd say he probably is the number one, like if we're talking about like internet comedian as far as skit wise, he
Yeah,
might
he
be the
can
number
say
one.
anything, literally anything, and be hilarious.
I'll be telling them. They
Tori, did
don't
you
listen.
redeem that?
I didn't. I
Probably.
wasn't even.
And Chris Rock also did text him and give him a glowing review. So you got a legend like Chris Rock hitting you up on the
Yeah.
text saying a good job. So I mean, that's all the praise you need as a comedian, right? I mean,
Yeah, I thought Drewski hosting the BET Awards was well deserved. I do want to chime in to what Vince Art says here. His interaction with Kiki Palmer was the highlight of the show. There was a really cool part where Drewski goes up to Kiki Palmer and they have like a little back and forth, and then she snatches the mic from him, and she's just like, "This should have been my gig." And then she introduced the next guest, and it was so comedic. It was really fun, and I hope that that's like going to happen for her. I hope she does get to host the BET Awards next
Mhm.
because she's definitely up there. I think in terms of just like another personality who's really proven herself to show that she can like direct a crowd and entertain and engage people. So yeah,
As
but
long as their bills are getting paid.
okay. Next topic. Let's get into. Oh, you know what, Joe? You had a topic on here you wanted to talk about.
Oh,
Tekken cartoons.
Yep, the Tekken
Oh,
cartoon. You want to take it?
oh,
Well, Joe, I'll let you take it, Joe.
yeah,
Honestly,
I got
give
you.
us a breakdown because I was trying to
oh,
understand like why they're making this.
I mean, so
oh.
is pretty much everybody else, but it's kind of interesting. So, for those of you that don't know, which is probably everybody, Tekken is apparently making like a cartoon of some kind. It's like a chibi art style, and you can see they put a teaser out. It's only a teaser, so all you see is like certain Tekken characters doing a little bit of what they do. Like Elisa has the chainsaw arms, Kazuya transforms into a devil, shoots the lasers. Kuma's throwing around a fish. Like they're doing like their usual stuff, but they're doing it with like a goofy chibi art style. There's no direction as far as like what this is going to be. Is there going to be dialogue? Is there going to be a short? I don't know, but
It's Teen Titans Go.
it is
or
essentially
Tekken.
yeah. That is kind of the glass half empty side of things where to me, Tekken Bloodline was my OG Teen Titans. I would have really loved a season 2 of that, but instead this is our Teen Titans Go.
Disgusting.
Our Tekken Go, if you will.
Blech.
Now,
Now, what if you end up liking it more?
How? How, Sway?
And
You haven't seen
How?
it. You haven't seen it yet.
How? I don't need. You don't need. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They said the
I'm
same.
sorry.
They said the same thing about Heath Ledger's Joker.
They said the same thing about Teen Titans Go.
Teen
How
Titans
many of
Go
us have
got it's got a huge fan base.
Are you part of it? Are you? But don't do that thing that you're about to know. Are you a
Yeah.
part of Teen Titans Go fandom? What's the last episode you watched? How many episodes does it have,
he ain't
Tori?
watching shit. He's
It's
watching
got
One
like
Piece.
it's got like 7 or 8 seasons.
Chat. I know he's lying. How many? Who here who watched
Yeah,
Teen
like-
Titans Go
I watch it.
religiously?
I watch it.
Did you go see the movie? The
Teen
scene
Titans
with
Go to-
Batman
Teen
jumping out
Titans
the
Go-
car 15
Teen Titans
times?
Go to the movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw it.
You.
Okay, I have something to say about Teen Titans Go.
Say
Because
it.
y'all some fake.
Here's the
fans.
thing. Here's the thing. I watch it because I like Teen Titans, and it has the same voice actors from the original.
We understand it.
And then I'm like, that's just like this is like me saying, oh, I like this Jamie Foxx movie, but I'm not gonna watch this Jamie Foxx movie because it's not like the other Jamie Foxx movie. I'm gonna watch it regardless because I like Jamie Foxx.
You didn't support Jamie Foxx.
I like Teen Titans. I watch Teen Titans because it give me something to watch.
My eyes are bad. What the fuck does that say in the big lettering? Teen
Teen
Titans.
Titans Go to the trash can.
Thank you.
Sorry, blow it up and send it to Pluto.
Y'all trying to move to Pluto though?
First, yeah.
Yeah, not Pluto, though.
Leave it off Pluto.
Pluto.
I've got a movement. I'm starting there. But
The camera.
everything else, fantastic.
Here's the thing. Y'all say it's trash,
Okay.
but yet and still, Beast Boy got these Stan Smith musical numbers in there that are amazing.
Ooh, he killed you.
Don't start that.
Don't
Don't do that.
Okay.
Hold on, Dave.
You.
You said you had something to say
Oh, I
about
did.
Okay, and then I got something to
I
say.
won't be catching villains. What?
Asia, can you fix
Yeah,
that?
Yeah, we ain't sung that since last year.
Oh, but you know the song though.
Of course I know you can know the song, Tori, but you don't know how
So
many
was it a banger though?
You do you?
Was it a
I am
banger?
asking you.
Was
How many episodes?
I've seen it all. I've seen it all, and I started watching it again because I wanted something to watch.
The problem is that I'm asking him questions that I know I can't confirm whether he's telling the truth or not. Chad, you gotta give me something.
Derek,
Wait a minute.
I asked him to.
I have
Hold
something. Okay. Here's my point
I
about
can
this.
pull up
hold
my.
on.
Okay.
No, don't
Because I read
put that-
something about this. This whole Teen Titans Go thing, I feel like is almost like,
It's like a forced hate.
No. Say your
Okay.
piece, Dave.
here's what it is. Here's the reality. They looked at the raw numbers. They had Teen Titans Go and they had Teen Titans. The reality is, was y'all pulling up Teen Titans in 2022 or 2023 or whenever to watch it on TV? No.
I mean,
All the people who are complaining were not turning on Cartoon Network.
In streaming more than anything, but
But I'm saying the people who are actually tuning into the, they make more money doing, their actual
I mean,
channel.
good for them.
Yeah, so I'm saying y'all wasn't supporting the show. Y'all complaining, but y'all was not supporting it.
First off, I watched every episode of the OG.
Yeah, back
Teen
in the
Titans.
day though, but we're talking about now, of course, like they're
They
gonna
don't
back
make
to
any more. Here's the thing, though. That part right there is.
Oh, we got a super chat from hold on, get the name right.
Uh,
Joey, can you read that? You're closer.
Oh, super chat from
Right there.
The one Nate.
Hey.
Nate. Hey, appreciate you,
Appreciate
Nate.
that.
For the 4
Nate, thank you for the sub.
Thank
Oh,
you,
damn.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
you went all in. You gave money on all the. Okay.
You're really cool. You are a cool person.
So here's what I'm saying. Y'all didn't support this show.
That comment is that's a 50-50 thing to say there. And because number one, you're not going to watch. What's your favorite show? What was one of your favorite shows?
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Do they still have seasons of Breaking Bad?
No, but they did a bunch of spinoffs.
Okay, spinoffs. But if they didn't have spinoffs, how often are you going to go back to watch something that's you're saying that people don't watch Teen Titans anymore? Teen Titans, the series itself, what was it? 2 seasons? 3? It was done
Like
after
3 or
just
4
a
or
few
something.
They didn't
seasons.
even
It's
get a
not,
line.
complaining. So the show's
and then
been
they had
over.
a movie. I'm just saying the show's been over.
So
yeah.
why can't they do another show?
But here's my thing.
It's not.
So
it's not
Actually, the voice actors are campaigning to do a final season of Teen Titans.
that'd be great.
That'd be nice.
great.
Why can't they do another show if they already did?
it's-
Oh, hold on. Allow me. Hold on. Tag me in
All
here.
right,
Allow
all right.
me to elaborate.
Go
Because
ahead.
here's the thing. The thing that, like, I've seen some of Teen Titans Go, and I get the appeal. It is genuinely funny in a lot of ways. But as a fan of Teen Titans, it's not what I'm looking for. And it's not made to appeal really to me. And to be honest, a lot of the time, honestly, I got to give a shout out to Mo Hates Media because he points this out really well. Here's the issue. Teen Titans Go has actively Teen Titans Go has actively made attempts to talk down to fans like myself who like the OG show and are not a fans of the new show and have like clowned them in their writing. But the problem is you can't talk down to us for not liking it, for not being the original show, when the entire foundation of Teen Titans Go is OG Teen Titans. You know what I mean? So it's like, of course, it's not going to appeal to someone like us. It's appealing to like the fans of like Adventure Time or the whatever the fuck Gumball, like that
the
type
people
of shit.
who watch the people who watch Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network
now.
spent their lives on Teen Titans Go, and Cartoon Network.
It's literally like all they got right now.
That was the only show they had.
Yeah.
And now they're no longer a thing.
Yeah, but I don't think it had nothing to do with Teen Titans Go. That was their only hit.
Yeah.
Look,
that's the failure of the network.
That's
I agree.
The failure of
exactly. I'm saying recently was like, yeah, Teen Titans Go. Like that was one of their last few hits.
Now, that's just like that. See, that's just wait a minute, no, because we can circle
now,
back to gaming. Because that's just like saying that Gears of War or Halo, that was Xbox's biggest thing, and now it's on the PlayStation. Now Xbox is a failure, which they are. That's the same scenario. You're saying that just because I don't watch something with seasons that ended almost 10, 50, whatever years ago, that the show's not good enough. Teen Titans Go because it kept going, but Teen Titans Go kept going, and now the channel that hosted it is a failure. There's no silver lining.
That's not the channel's fault.
I'm not blaming the channel. I'm not saying I'm not blaming the channel. I'm saying that was the channel's main thing, and that channel doesn't it exists in certain ways, but
it
doesn't exist as a cable channel anymore. You can put all of your eggs in one basket, and that's
but at the same time,
fine.
like for a network, you're gonna get tired of seeing just the exact same show.
The other thing that goes with this is that Tekken's legacy in the United States, at least, is not for everyone. Because when a new Tekken game comes out, it lives less time outside of the pro player's eyes than, if someone were to buy
drop off
then for someone that were to buy Mortal Kombat, and Mortal Kombat has the blood, the guts, and all this other crap, and Americans will flock to it, they'll buy it like it's a brand new Grand Theft Auto, and then after a couple months, it'll fall off. So Teen Titans Go is the same. It was a popular, cute little thing, but Tekken's not going to live like that with this cartoon. Tekken doesn't have a legacy strong enough, and don't get me wrong, we love Tekken. But games like even Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, they make animations all the goddamn time. And they don't live past like that year or whatever. The last Mortal Kombat animation that they did, a movie.
Well, their shit sucks.
That was like, their shit sucks, but they came from Warner Brothers, right?
And they suck too.
They make dope DC animated movies, right? But these these Mortal Kombat movies never live past a month. Tekken the cartoon, not an anime. Tekken the cartoon. I don't even give it. How long you give it? Be real. How long you give Tekken Go? We're gonna call Tekken Go. How long you give it?
Go.
Be real.
I didn't look at the artwork, so
it's literally Teen Titans Go. Tekken.
It's very cheapy.
I give it 2 seasons, 2.5 maybe.
You give it 2 seasons?
And maybe they get shut down mid-season.
2 seasons is 2 years, basically. That you're giving it way more than I would.
I can do it because I look at it like this: like the first season, everybody's going to rush to see it, so they're going to be like, it's going to be good. So then they'll get green light for a second season.
Is that Jada? You know my eyes are bad, G.
That is.
Yeah, that's her.
Okay, what's up, fam?
What's up, Jada?
Where's my baby girl? She'll be right back.
Damn,
to the
fuck the rest of us, I guess.
Right. Fuck us. Whatever.
She don't love us.
You know how it is.
Uh,
But
I think Nakim says Tekken should have been adapted to anime style or sim. Look,
and they
hold on.
tried, bro.
Yeah.
They tried on Netflix, but with the triangle head shit.
Y'all didn't support it.
I did.
I supported the fuck
I
out of
sure
it.
the fuck did.
When I say
I look at it like they
gamers,
probably think this
not a- not-
this is the cheaper route. We can save more money if we do it the chibi way.
And
I
here's
mean,
the
you
other
can.
thing: who's gonna show it? Who's gonna be the channel?
I don't think we
Netflix?
know yet. I don't know.
Okay, but Joe, how many copies did Tekken 8 sell? Like, dude, it was a lot, right?
Good handful. I mean, I know it sold like faster than any Tekken game. It definitely hasn't reached the numbers of 7 because
How
that
many
was
did
like
7 sell? Let's go there then.
that one's like past like 10, maybe even 11 million. But that's over like a damn near 10-year lifespan. So
But
that's
okay,
different.
got it. 'Cause my thing when it comes to like the Tekken thing, did like, I mean, you got 10 million people. Did all of the Tekken fan base support Bloodline?
No, they didn't.
No.
See, that's part of the problem.
No.
So we
But the
can't
thing
have
is,
the
like,
Tekken.
I
That's
get
the main
why.
audience.
But the
Like,
thing, yeah,
what's
like
going
when it
on with
comes
y'all?
to okay, so when it comes to Tekken Bloodline, it's like I see the core of Tekken that makes Tekken storytelling so good. It's there, like all the substance, the way that the actual fighting and the fighting styles correlates with like the growth of the characters. All that is there. The family dynamic and like how the power is like a metaphor for all that. That's all there. The art style, I like it. It's not like ideal, but it's still pretty good. Action I thought was pretty dope. Music I thought was pretty cool. I think a lot of people's hangups was some people didn't dig the art style and they didn't like that it was mostly focused on like Jin and the Mishima family. So like, well, why didn't you acknowledge King? Where's his backstory? And it's like the story's not about him. It damn near never really has been. That's like a side character.
See it right here in the chat with my badass eyes. Dude said I'm good.
I'm good. Can we came here to vent on this topic, but it's all good. Look, I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, I'll check it out or keep an eye on it just out of curiosity.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I'm really curious what they're gonna do.
Yeah. I just don't think it'll live.
I mean, probably not. I mean,
right. Because if
yeah.
we didn't support the anime, then you know that's a hydrate.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go get my Gatorade
Look,
later.
I'll go as far as to say this. Look, if you're looking for a good adaptation of Tekken, go watch Bloodline because
Bloodline.
it is everything that the 2010 Tekken movie should have been.
And then all you did,
it even did some of the same things that movie tried to do, and it worked better because it was accurate to the story. It actually understood the substance.
But it's only like
of
5
Tekken.
episodes.
You have a fan that is
but
waiting
that's
for
fine
your
though.
turn.
It's not enough.
I mean, of course, it would be nice to have more, but I still think solid beginning, middle, end. Had Jin's training arc, his backstory with his mom and how he met Heihachi, the tournament arc going through the King of Iron Fist tournament, fighting Ogre at the end, transforming into Devil Jin, just like at the end of Tekken 3. It hits all the beats. Even if it's not 100% perfect, it is still the best Tekken adaptation we got to date outside of the story modes of 7 and 8.
But see what you're saying, all the great things that you're saying, that's not how it's going to be for a Tekken Go, bro.
Of course not.
The big bad's going to pop up holding a
But at the same time, like
stupid.
you're
Like, it's
almost like judging it from the same way you would judge like a Batman the Animated Series versus Adam West Batman. They're clearly two very different approaches. But
Teen Titans Go and
Yes.
Tekken Go is going to be the same thing. It's going to be jokey. It's going to be the shit that you hate.
yes,
Ha ha, goofy.
but at the
It's not
same
gonna
time,
be-
like I can still, like I said, there's an aspect of goofiness to Tekken itself. Clearly, you've got boxing kangaroos and bears and pandas. And
Because we love Tekken, I let you slip on this, but you are giving excuses because it's Tekken. And that is not-
Oh, and we be saying that to
I love Tekken. Just
And
I get
am I
it,
saying
but
that this is going to replace Bloodline? Hell no.
no.
Hell no. But like I said, as a Tekken fan, I'm curious enough to say, okay, what is this? If it doesn't deliver, we're like, okay, well, they tried that. Moving on. Can we get some...
all I'm saying is,
look, we got Yujiro coming to Tekken 8.
Tekken
My
does-
needs are satisfied.
Tekken
I'm cool.
doesn't-
I have a new evil dad to play in the game.
I'm gonna beat you.
I'm
with
cool.
it.
Good luck. Good fucking luck.
I'm glad Bob is back.
All I know is Tekken doesn't.
No,
need
they made him
more bad
American as fuck.
publicity, bro.
He did what?
They made him American as fuck. Fat as hell, cheeseburgers everywhere. Yeah.
That's what he
Overalls
American
with
flag
the,
tie. Yeah.
red shirt.
Yep.
He actually does look pretty cool, and I hate Bob, so good job, Tekken 8.
All I'm saying is,
It's balanced.
but I just don't want them to have any more bad publicity. Tekken has been through some bad shit for 2 years.
But look, they're
Yeah,
on the
they-
up and up. To be fair, Tekken's on the up and up.
Well,
Hear me out,
well,
because
you-
a lot of their recent DLC characters, people have acknowledged, like since Fakum Ram and Kunimitsu, like characters who were
character-wise, that's
very
great.
frustrating in 7, have come back and they've been balanced pretty well. The community's acknowledged. There's still overarching problems with the forced 50-50s. Sadly, that's probably not going away anywhere. Hopefully, they just tone it down if they're going to commit to that direction. They're dropping a really cool new dope character. The game could be coming back.
What's next?
You gotta get
Before
Goofy to attract attention.
he said,
Then you bring out the real shit to get possibly.
he
Man.
said Dragon Ball started out goofy, and look at it now. Serious martial
I also
arts.
want
It's
to.
about
I also
anime.
want to say with Dragon Ball, goofy or not, how it started out, it had a directive of martial arts. There was action in that Goofy,
Choreography.
and there was good choreography in that Goofy, and there was We're talking about choreography that the states didn't even have yet. We didn't know anything about animation could be good like that until we started getting it in our Saturday morning cartoons. Then the planet lost their mind with Dragon Ball. Team Tekken Go is not the same scenario, bro. We're not talking about good martial arts or choreography. We're talking about yuck and transform into a demon and more yuck. And then you have a fight on top of a mountain. You drop your baby in a volcano. Let's laugh about it.
Yeah, like that's the thing. I'm just so curious as to what are they possibly going to do. This is a most out of left field decision. I had no idea where this was going to go. If they make jokes about everybody dropping each other off cliffs and into volcanoes, let's see how they pull it off.
All right.
But like I said, if it's good or trash, I'll report back to y'all. We'll see.
We'll see.
It's gonna be a minute.
All right. Well, in the chat, Relentless said, I'm ready for this Supergirl review.
Oh,
So, piggybacking off of that, let me go ahead and start us off. So,
no crash outs, no turn ups. Nice, reasonable conversation.
We're going to do a spoiler and a spoiler free section.
Yeah, so spoiler free first for everybody. Don't worry. If for some reason you still want to watch this movie after we talk about it, you are safe. I'm still here.
So, spoiler free review starting. Do we need to put something on the screen? Is that?
Tori has a spoiler warning for later.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Spoiler free section, everybody.
So, the second official film in James Gunn's new DC universe,
Pull up my notes.
Supergirl just hit, and the first wave of review fallout is dominating the internet. While critics are universally praising Millie Alcock's performance as Pitch Perfect and loving Jason Momoa's chaotic cameo as Lobo, the overall reviews are shockingly rough. Major reviewers are calling it a straight-up bad film, with others labeling it as disjointed, mid-mess weighed down by poor editing, uninspired action sequences, clunky needle drops, and a script that spends too much time on side characters rather than Supergirl herself. After a solid reception for Superman 2025, I knew you was going to do that. The DCU has officially hit its first major patch of turbulence. Now, before we each go into our spoiler-free review, I thought we would start off by just giving our number on where we rate the movie on a scale 1 to 10. 10 being stellar, amazing, can't wait to watch it again, and 1 being, like Joe would say, unwashed cheeks. So,
chat, what is mid? What is a mid? What number is a mid? Somebody give me a number.
Like middle.
Mid's like 6. Like a 6?
I thought mid would be like in the middle, like 5.
Range of like 4 to 6.
Yeah.
Okay. 4. Chat, are you
5 or 6?
5 or 6. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 5. Okay. 5 or 6.
Hold on, Zach. I want everybody to give their numbers first, and then we can go around and do.
I'm teetering.
Yeah, and we probably have a lot to say about this. We have a big cast, so let's try to keep it.
Yes, keep it rotating.
Rotating convo.
All right. So, hi, baby. I love you. Hi, Jay.
Baby.
That's my baby.
Y'all are so gay. It's
that is my baby. I do not play about her. Okay. Starting with Derek, we'll work our way around. Derek, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being stellar, 1 being not. Where are you?
6.
Okay. Joe?
Tori.
Looked at me when I said, "No, we're going that way."
Tori.
We're going that way.
Asia.
Okay. I'll go. 3.
All right.
2.
Okay.
Tori.
So you better be with me. You better be with me.
Well, I was gonna say I was gonna say 7 or 6.
So that's my dog.
Okay.
That's my One Piece fam right there. Yeah, yeah. Ain't got nothing to do with One Piece, but yeah.
Immediately out of the theater reaction, 6. After I actually let it cook and think about the movie for a little bit, like a 4 at best.
I gave it a 4 last night. I just had some time to sit on it, and now it's a 3.
Because it gets dumber the more you think about it. I am so reasonable conversation, no crash outs.
No, hold on, why not
I
crash
am
out?
tired of having to feel this way every time I go to see these goddamn movies. And I hate every single one of y'all because you made me do this. I could have watched any other movie. I could have done anything else with my time. I could have watched Obsession. I could have watched Masters of the Universe. I could have watched Furious. I could have watched the Michael movie again. I could have stayed home and played Metal Eden. I finished my first playthrough. That game is really fun. If the IRS comes knocking on our door asking about a misuse of company funds, I'd say, Your Honor, we're guilty. Lock them up first, but take us in. We don't deserve to breathe free air. Even though it's America, it's not really free like that. But y'all, this movie was a fucking waste of my time. I told y'all I wasn't gonna like it, but you put the gun to my head and made me go see it anyway. This is a failure on all of y'all. Y'all should be ashamed of your goddamn selves. No crash outs. That's reasonable conversation.
He only hates James.
I want to say this. After seeing the movie in theaters and it ended, I was just like, okay, 4, because I wasn't angry. I was just disappointed. I think that's all I could really say. And I'm not going to be super long-winded about this. I thought the movie was going to go a different direction at one point, and when it didn't, it kind of it just spent too much time on one certain element of the movie for me. And this is the element y'all thought I'd be cool with too. The whole
That's not a spoiler.
Oh, that's not a spoiler. Okay, that was the trailer. You're right. Okay, so the movie really just focuses on Supergirl finding the villain to get medicine to save Crypto.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, okay, we're gonna start off with a Crypto journey. But I did at one point think like, okay, maybe something else will come in, and this can be like another quest on top of trying to save Crypto. But it never came. It was just Supergirl. It was just John Wick Supergirl, and not even like avenging the dog. It's just
not even that
getting him some medicine. And so for me, I said it was a 4 when it first ended. I say it's a 3 now because I hardly remember a lot about it. It's very forgettable.
I took notes.
In my
Don't
opinion.
worry, I'll jog your memory.
Maybe bring some things back.
But that's why I got some shit to say.
That's why I'll put it at a 3 now. But I'm gonna end. Somebody else can go.
This movie's a fucking mess. It is crude. It is ugly. It is disgusting.
Ugly.
Filthy.
Yes. Joe,
What? You trying to fight what you want to do?
I really do.
Because we saw the same movie.
I know, and I want to say something. I can't. I can't speak right now because my form of speaking would be crashing out on you. Because
why can't you do that?
You told me not to. You said no crash out.
That was Joe said that. No one else agreed.
Joe, you complain. So okay, part 1. All his reasons for why he hates the movie, you can all just bog it down to one person. I guarantee in his notes
believe me, I got a
you're
list.
gonna hear the name James Gunn at least 12 times. His anger is focused on one director. He did in the last one.
You want to talk
He
like
did
this?
in all the
Had
other
no
shows that James
influence.
Gunn is doing. No, my turn. You shut up. My turn. The biggest thing about this, I can't. Yes.
Spoiler free.
Yes. I'm not saying the movie is great. I gave it a 6.
Hell no.
For a reason. Okay?
You were very generous.
But there are scenes in this film that support, at least even with choreography, at least the other half of the movie, better than the Superman movie from last year. The stakes were a little bit higher. There's the dog dying. There's the girl. Let me.
I'm not gonna interrupt.
The dog was dying.
Hey, fuck that dog.
The girl with the I don't know if I can talk about that. There's a what was the thing the guy is trying to do to destroy somebody else's planet or something like?
Forgettable.
See, so yeah, forgettable for you, but Asia, also you don't.
You can't remember it, Derek.
I
You
remember.
I'm not remembering. I just don't want to. I can't. You
I
said
took notes and I'm trying to
I
piece together
remember.
what plot you're talking about.
I remember what happened.
Okay.
I can't say it.
Okay.
But the other thing is, you are not a DC person like that. You've watched Penguin, or what?
Me?
Or didn't you guys watch the Penguin show?
Yeah, we love
I watched Penguin. We watched the Justice League cartoons. We watched a lot of DC stuff.
Okay, so
I
you
DC
watch
and Marvel. I don't discriminate.
When I say you're not a DC person, I mean as in you didn't comic book it like that.
You shouldn't have to be.
And
to
well,
do it.
hell,
Oh, you want to talk comics?
You should
go ahead.
You want to talk comics?
Go ahead.
No, say your piece.
I forgot.
And then we'll talk comics. Say your piece. Go ahead.
You don't have to read. I didn't think you have to read Harry Potter to be a fan of Harry Potter either.
You don't.
So,
No.
Oh, no,
so
no,
don't-
sure.
The movies
so
are
don't-
good.
I got
so
it. Don't worry.
Because the movies are good.
You don't even have to be a Harry Potter fan to know how the movies
Listen,
go.
something being good to somebody is personal preference and opinion. It is not fact. And there is one thing that this movie did do different than what they did for Superman and the last. Not Man of Steel, obviously.
Of course
Man of
not.
Steel is gold.
Of course.
With Kara Zor-El, it gave me a feeling when what happened with her planet when she had. I can't say spoiler-free stuff.
I mean, everybody knows what happened to Krypton.
First off, no, that story is different than what actually happens in the story
We'll
of
just
Krypton.
let them believe it's the one.
They
As far as Kara's
her
relationship.
living in a space colony and all that was not a thing. That's new.
That's how it looked when Brainiac took it.
Well,
Well, it's different
that's
from them.
why
It's not canon.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
Just
and I
so
think that part was a very beautiful story with her mother being. Stuff I can't say.
Okay.
Stuff I can't say.
Don't worry, I got you.
So
It goes. No, allow me to
you
elaborate.
sure you're gonna say stuff
I'm
to
going
help?
to. Yes,
Or are you
I'm,
going to say bullshit?
I'm
about
going
things
to
good?
help elaborate what you're saying for people that, for some reason, still want to watch this movie. There is a couple of scenes that they have in the movie that explain Kara's backstory and her relation to Krypton and her parents and stuff like that. They exist. Okay.
Gee, they literally did the same act, the same choreography moves Superman used in the last movie.
And
She
on the
did
base,
same shit
the
too.
baseball field, the baseball field, where they was.
It's the baseball does.
Yeah.
You know, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My thing is with that is like, damn, how sturdy is that medicine?
Bro, she not only did she do more for fighting
She was
than Kal-El did, okay? She fought an army, protected one person in an army of smoke.
Okay.
Your boy had he saved a squirrel.
Okay. First
A
of all,
squirrel.
I don't know if you
And a
remember.
old woman. Listen to me. If you give this is why I said a 6. If you give this movie nothing else, watch middle fight scene with Lobo. Watch end of fight scenes with Kara Zor-El, the little girl, and Lobo. It was worth
I've got to
seeing.
move on.
Wait a minute.
No, hold on.
That's fine. To you guys, that's fine if it was forgettable. Forgettable enough for him to make notes on it.
I had to say, otherwise I forget.
To add to that, as you watch the movie, you can see her slowly become her cousin.
Yes. And that's the thing. And even when you watch
Does she
it in,
though?
this is a person.
You can see. You
Wait,
can
wait,
see.
what's that mean, Tori?
Because like the ideals and everything, the compassion that he has for people, you could see her breaking that hardened shell that she has, that disdain and hate for.
My
people. You
guy,
can see it
barely.
slowly breaking and her becoming just like her cousin.
Barely. Okay.
Wait,
Derek,
can I
do you
know
want-
what moment? Can I know what moment like gave her? Can we say it or was that without spoiling? I don't know.
I
if we
feel like
can.
No,
you
we
could.
can't.
Okay,
because
look, hold on,
that moment is a
moment-
spoiler.
Was
I
there
got
a
you, I
moment
got
that
you.
gave her like the hey, this is my Clark?
Okay, let me go ahead and elaborate for the audience.
That would be a
Here's the
ruin to
thing.
me, huh?
Okay.
Kara starts what you see in the trailers, where you see her with the trench coat going to dive bars and getting white girl wasted. The question for the movie is, does she actually grow as a character throughout? The answer is kind of, sort of, sort of, a little bit.
That's
So-
that's a definitive yes. It is not a kind of sort of.
It really is
She
a kind of sort of.
literally personality change right at the end of the film.
Does she though?
Wait, at the end, she's like,
Because
Can I
she
say what
does
she said?
No, because she does something at the end of the movie that is very morally questionable.
I
And I'm gonna be
agree.
keeping an eye out on a lot of y'all guntards out there that shit on Man of Steel, because we're not gonna play apples and oranges with that shit. But like I said, there's some character growth, kind of, a little bit, but also not really And
It happens and then it backtracks, honestly,
It kind of, yeah.
in my opinion.
But like I said, we'll get to that with the spoiler section because remember, I took notes.
Mhm.
So the last
Here's
thing.
now, hold on. Here's my thing when it comes to the action sequences because you a goddamn lie. You should
What
be
you mean?
ashamed of yourself.
Tell me I'm a goddamn lie.
I took notes, Derek, because
Wait, you said they were good, Derek?
No. Yes, the action scenes were bad to you.
Yeah, they were awful.
here's the thing.
Especially the first one when they was fighting in front of the
I
bar.
said mid and last. That's why it has a 6. I know it was trash
Yeah,
at the
okay,
beginning.
but two good fight scenes out of five or six.
I literally put two thumbs up on 2 scenes throughout the whole goddamn movie.
Yeah, the Lobo one was cool and the one at the bar maybe, but that one in the beginning.
I'm talking about the one where they were on the planet where they had her and she was
Okay, but here's the thing. This is Superman, Supergirl. These are supposed to be like top characters. We're expecting top.
Supergirl's not on Superman's level.
I'm glad
Isn't she not Kryptonian?
She's Kryptonian, but she's not on his level.
But we're expecting to see Kryptonian stuff.
It's like Batman and Robin. You
she also
Robin
was
and
Yeah, Teen Titans, he was killing shit.
She was
the double
no.
Titans is trash. Okay.
No. I'm saying that's just like if you seen any of the what's the name the Batman movie. Which one was that? When they had when Batman got brainwashed and he was and Dick Grayson decided he wanted to run away.
Uma Thurman, the
Batman and Robin?
Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the animated
The animated
one.
when
Was that the one when they had the
there was a movie where
when
that
they had
really happened.
well, not the Jason Todd, but when they had the
Batman Hush. Yeah.
was
Well, when
no,
Superman was
It's Batman
brainwashed.
Hush.
no, when
Superman
Batman got
brainwashed
brainwashed and because it was when they thought he died. They thought he died because it had Batwoman in it.
The only one of
Mystery
that
of the
one is
Batwoman?
Justice League.
No, it was newer. It was
Justice
newer.
League.
It
Oh,
was
you
newer.
talk Batman Bad Blood. Okay.
Bad Blood. That's what it was.
Where Talia had it
Like I
brainwashed.
said, like
Yeah.
Supergirl
Okay.
is not on. Supergirl ain't on Superman's status. That's like Robin trying to challenge Batman. And you saw what Batman did.
Okay,
And to his point, she was traveling the universe. She even said, "Hey, Crypto, maybe the life of a red sun
and a green
is the
one.
life for us, and
Okay,
a green one."
Hold on. Let me
She wasn't even around yellow suns the whole time.
Let me break it down for you guys as far as how the power scaling of this movie worked. Honestly, this movie has the same problem as Superman 2025 because the way that they think to make these characters relatable is to depower them and make them get their asses whooped throughout most of the
You
movie.
just want God
To
at the
be
beginning.
fair,
You just-
they do have a couple of moments where they actually let Supergirl be super. They're just few and far between. And they kind of build up to it throughout the movie for better or worse, depending on how you choose to look at it.
You realize this goes against your entire philosophy that you taught me about 7 years ago, where you said DC has characters with gods becoming men and Marvel is men becoming gods. And you have an issue with characters being dumbed down by the power scale, and this is DC. So the fact that she wasn't a god at the very beginning is your problem?
No, here's the thing. That very first fight scene where she's fighting that dude outside the bar without her powers.
Well, she was.
Well,
still,
hold on. Because there's an opportunity there to actually have a cool moment because think about it. You have a character who is a Kryptonian, who is basically all powerful, and then she has an opportunity to actually outwit her opponent, use their size and weight against them. I think in concept, that's a cool idea for like one of your first fight scenes, and it has a little bit of girl power vibes to it. In execution, it's a little off just because it doesn't feel like it's used a lot of ingenuity. There's kind of inconsistencies on when she's depowered and when she has just enough. That fight scene was okay. That's going to depend mostly on your taste. When you compare the fight scenes in this movie to James Gunn's Superman, in my opinion, I feel like in the moments where they actually let Superman fight, we see, I think, more there and more high concept stuff than here.
But the thing about that is because most of the movie she spent her time barely powered up. She was barely powered up the entire movie, like because she spends all this time in the red sun and she's in these planets that are just barely there in the red sun where she has some of her powers, but not all of her powers.
It literally wasn't until the end of the film where she got a taste of yellow full power.
Okay,
I think
I think they were
she got yellow
talking
sun
about
a
two
couple
different things. So y'all are talking about power level. I'm talking about good action scenes.
Yes,
But the
you-
action
because
scenes,
you can
the
be-
action scenes with Superman, this man has been cooking in the sun for a long time.
Because you could be weak and have a cool action sequence. Go ahead, Asia.
I just want to interject because y'all are talking about the action scenes. I do have a note on here that
Go for
critics are calling out the movie's action scenes as atrocious and complaining that the visual effects and digital one-take shots looked incredibly sloppy.
It's true.
Oh.
I mean, for example, here's what I'm saying. Like when you think about like at this point, we have a lot of data about iconic, like, what makes a good iconic comic book movie fight scene. We can start naming scenes right now that everybody can quote. Elevator scene, right? You know what I'm saying? Like
BBS Batman fight scene.
No, that's a really good one too.
What's it called from okay, you already said the elevator.
Hold on, elevator scene.
Yeah.
Captain America.
Oh, don't
depending
do that.
on your
Listen,
taste,
listen.
the airport scene in Civil War that everybody's on.
There are videos that have like 20 million views of people going back and rewatching.
Black Panther fight scene in the casino.
Okay.
For
Black
real?
Panther casino fight scene. Thank you. We can go.
Okay.
So we
I
know
can
makes a
talk
good
about
fight
that.
scene for a comic movie. I promise you, there is not one fight scene from this movie that will be remembered. This was nothing
Forgettable.
iconic.
Yeah.
This was all forgettable. There was no cool camera tricks. There
And
was
again,
nothing.
Even compared to Superman 2025, and as on record, I'm not the biggest fan of that movie. Even that one, though not peak, it still has some moments where I'm like, okay, this is cool. Like the scene where he was fighting the engineer and she was like flooding his body with like her nanobots or whatever, but he has to fly into the atmosphere to shake them off. That was cool. The moment where he was fighting off that whole army and they was like wrapped around him trying to stop him and he spins around and then he spins around and does the heat vision. That was kind of cool. But this one, it's like it doesn't really have even here's not getting into spoilers.
They were
but,
both
no, hold on.
using the same moves for both movies.
But even compared to this movie, things did feel a lot slower and a lot depowered comparatively. Now, when you look at like a lot of the fight scenes in this movie, there are, like I said, there are moments where they let Supergirl be Supergirl, but then it gets undercut very quickly to like depower her again. I'm gonna get more into that in the spoilers section, but it is, I think, in my opinion, I don't think all the fight scenes are trash. Like I said, I've got a couple of thumbs up on my list, but they're very, and of course, it's probably going to depend on your taste. But if it's not that definitively good, then we got a problem here.
So
this is why I say the same thing about Superman 2025, same thing I say about The Flash or Brave New World. If I have to think so hard to figure out whether or not I like something, it's just not that good.
Well, that's still opinionated because I didn't have to think at all. But I'm also going to say
But that's probably what the movie wanted you to do.
I'm going to also say that 6 does not mean it is good. I gave it 6, which still mean it is a failure.
That's mid.
Not mid. What to me that means fail. If it's
No, that's totally fair.
If it's so, again, how people use the thing where they use the excuse if a movie is bad and they say it's a good popcorn flick, you should go.
But it wasn't even that though.
It really
wasn't even that though.
See, opinion. His is it wasn't even that, but not everyone sees it the way that they do. There are still 2 out of the 3.
But again, even
that
if
still think that the movie was okay enough
still
to
not
see.
a good look.
It is a consensus. That is fine, but that
It's
still
mixed.
means that people can still form an opinion to see it yourselves. I will tell you this.
Go ahead.
I didn't pay to see it.
You lucky
So
bastard.
there was
lucky son of a bitch.
that.
Would you pay to see it? Would you?
Well, that's why I said it's a failure. Knowing what I know now, I would not pay for it.
Tell me the way.
Huh?
How did you do it?
Why
didn't you tell me beforehand?
I didn't tell you beforehand because I had a big German lettering thing on the screen.
I would have much preferred that than pay money to. Let me tell y'all something. I was so happy there was no post-credit scene in this movie because I was so goddamn ready to get out of that theater.
That's what I was upset about because that's what happens when you watch a bootleg. There is no post-credit scenes. It stops right there. So I didn't know if there was one or not. So I'm glad you confirmed.
There were rumors coming out, just like Superman 2025, that they said that at least like 25 to 30 minutes got cut out of this movie. I could feel it in Superman, but I didn't care for this movie. I just wanted it to be over.
Really fast.
By like one of the parts towards the last fight scene in the movie, this is supposed to be your big action sequence. That was the point where I was like, yo, how much longer does this movie go?
Before we get to the spoiler part, I just want to make sure that people understand as well. Again, I understand, ass movie, but people said the same thing about, 50-50 of the Superman movie last year. So while you're going to do the thing of, well, if James Gunn keeps making movies like this, blah, 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 then we shouldn't have anything at all. I get where people are saying that DC movie, this failure, this, that, but if you don't rock with James Gunn right now and you don't rock with what he's doing, then DC's fucked. There's not going to be another movie thing after this.
Yeah.
So, Joe, that's not good, bro.
Whose fucking fault is that?
That means we're going to have one superhero thing from Marvel, and that's it. That's it. I get it. You don't want to think. You don't want to this. You don't want that. But here's the thing, bro. You have a list. You have a track list of just absolute poo-poo on James Gunn. Period. It could be what's the fucking show?
The music.
Huh?
He hates the music.
He hates music. He hates what's the fucking show with the wrestler? Not Creature Commandos.
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. It doesn't matter what the F he does.
Cena.
We all saw the trailer for Green Lantern and we weren't really all that excited about that until they decided to make another one and put some actual green in it. And then we still don't have his Batman yet, right? Everybody in the chat, if you are cool with Marvel being the, Marvel Rivals, Marvel this, Marvel Tokon, Marvel Movies, Marvel Cinematic Universe, if you want Marvel to take over, you're going to get another ass version of the Fantastic Four that they just did. When no one has competition breeds innovation. Just how Xbox dropped out of the race, said they couldn't make consoles anymore. Now PlayStation can do whatever the fuck they want. We can make systems without disk drives. We can charge you extra money for
exactly
all this
the position that we're in.
That's what I'm saying. You have to give things a chance.
We did.
For us to do, you're poo-pooing on it again. For his sake, it's going to be because of James Gunn, mostly.
Who's in charge? Who is running the ship right now?
Joe.
Who does the burden fall on to make a good product for your audience? The audience has the money.
Okay.
If you make a good product, we'll go see it.
Okay.
It's not on us. It's no obligation on the fans to go see the movie.
Okay.
Make the good movie. Make it appeal to your audience, or at least enough to generate a profit, and we wouldn't have a problem.
And his point, the good movies, Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, and how did that do?
They did better than this.
You said
adjusted
that.
No, this is facts. This is numbers. Without even adjusting for inflation, James Gunn's Superman didn't outgross Man of Steel. It lost by every metric.
But that doesn't mean it was still a good film. It didn't make numbers.
Tell that to the people that fuck with it.
It didn't make numbers over. Well, you tell it to people that fuck with it. I'm fucking with Supergirl. You're not telling me that.
Fuck with what?
I fuck with Supergirl.
Good for you.
You're telling me.
You're the one that's giving it a mid rating. You're just accepting it because you are desperate for more DC content. I am telling you, I, as a DC fan, don't give a fuck at this point, because if you've proven that you can't be capable enough to deliver a proper movie, then I don't want anything from you.
Zack Snyder wasn't probable to build anything. Nobody wanted it besides us.
And yet.
But
tell you what, no, hold on. Let me break it down for you. Let me break it down for you.
Okay.
Because if you want to build a DC cinematic universe, there's a couple of different approaches you could take. You can take the Marvel method, where you introduce your heavy hitters in one movie after another separately, and then have them converge in their big team-up movies.
Isn't that not what James is doing right now?
No.
He didn't start with Superman?
He started with Superman, but then where's everybody else? Where's the Trinity?
He's still making movies. It's only been 2 years.
His focus is not on DC's biggest characters. That's not what he's interested in. Okay. He's interested in, we just talked about this, it's Suicide Squad. It's more Guardians. What movies did he make for Marvel? Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. What did he come over and do for DC? Suicide Squad, which is basically just Guardians of the Galaxy. What did he do? The first project he got when he was in charge of DC, Creature Commandos, which is basically just Suicide Squad, which is basically just Guardians of the Galaxy. What other movies did he put in his slate? The Waller movie, Jimmy Olsen.
Hold on,
because I'm not done. Because what did he do with the Superman movie? He made it an ensemble film with a bunch of other DC characters, so it's basically just more Guardians of the Galaxy.
But then you get
to this movie.
You turn it every team thing into a Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's all he knows how to do. That's it. He's a one-trick pony.
So what? That means you saying that the Justice League don't exist or the Avengers don't exist? That's the same thing. He might as well call the Avengers and Justice League Guardians of the Galaxy.
Basically, another ensemble movie. It's more Guardians of the Galaxy.
Why are you calling it Guardians of the Galaxy?
That's him. That's what he does.
So you saying that with all these introductions, with all these different characters, it can't turn into a Justice League?
Where's the rest of the Justice League then? Why aren't you focusing?
Joe,
so here's the thing. So we've seen what Marvel did to get their cinematic universe started. We're seeing what James Gunn's doing now, where he's just picking and choosing whichever ideas just stick to the wall for him. And then you have the Zack Snyder method. You could argue it's not ideal, but it was working because you start with Superman, who is your OG superhero. You then follow that up by introducing Batman and Wonder Woman.
That's what they're wrong. That's what they're wrong.
No. That's your DC Trinity. They didn't like flesh out Wonder Woman and Batman v Superman, but it got the audience interested, and then they went and saw the Solo movie. It was a prequel, but it was also a direct sequel to Batman v Superman. And guess what? It fucking worked. People love that movie.
Which one?
Okay,
The first Wonder Woman movie.
Here's the thing.
But even it
can still be
following
done
up from
without
there.
the order you
But
want it to be
But
in.
following up from there, in Batman v Superman, they planted the seeds for Cyborg.
Asia, did you have to think during Batman v Superman?
Did I have to think during Batman v Superman?
When you saw, because you told us your rating for that, and you told us when you saw that how you felt.
I was disappointed because I went into the movie thinking that the fight was going to be longer. So I think that was just me. I felt misled by the movie's title and the trailer.
And here's the thing. That's understandable. And as I've stated before, there are things that they did that to market the movie that worked both to their detriment and also kind of to the movie's benefit.
Thank you.
Two can be true at the same time. But here you're missing the point that I'm saying here. If you wanted to establish your DC universe, if you wanted to fast track to a Justice League movie, they did it basically in 3 films with a couple other peripherals, and it was working. People fucked with Cyborg in the Snyder Cut. They loved that character. They fucked with Aquaman. They turned around and made his first solo movie, a $1 billion hit. People thought they was going to get beat out by Mary Poppins, bro. And then you go to where they were in the Walter Hamada DC universe. Like after Snyder was out and other directors were just doing whatever. They just didn't have any direction. They were just saying, hey, let's make a Batgirl movie. Let's make a Wonder Twins movie. There was no direction. And then you get to James Gunn, and he's got all these leftover bullshit projects from Walter Hamada, and he's also trying to establish his own universe, and he can't establish DC's heaviest hitters because that's what he's not personally interested in.
I need you to understand.
But no, because this is the problem with where we're at. This isn't like the iconic DC that you're building up. There was no way this was going to work. He is not the right person to helm the DC universe. His style does not mesh with DC Comics. He doesn't have interest in the actual characters. You can hear the way he talks about it in his writing and behind the scenes clips when he's working on Superman.
It's not that you're wrong, but more fans
that I'm concerned about. It's more about his. And I'm not. And I am a fan of James Gunn, by the way. This is my point of view is from a fan's perspective. Yeah. I love Scooby-Doo. I love all of the Guardians movies he did. I even like what he even did with Suicide Squad.
I also needed to be made clear he was hired to do Suicide Squad first.
Of course.
Then they gave him the rights.
Well, yeah,
to do Superman. The point I'm trying to make is he wasn't allowed to just go in and do Superman. He couldn't just make a movie starring the main DC characters at Jump. He had to do Suicide Squad first, be a success, I guess, in WB's eyes.
But we're talking about separate continuities.
But the reason they called James Gunn for that role is because of success in Guardians. They didn't.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying,
yo, do what you did over there for us.
Yes, but they didn't just say he didn't get the option to just do Superman at Jump. He had to do other shit. He keeps bringing up Guardians and Suicide Squad and stuff like that. It's been 2 years. That's what I'm saying. You're not gonna make a great Batman movie and Wonder Woman movie and Superman movie in the amount of time I guess you're looking for. It's only been 2 years.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. You're not.
What are the priorities for once he actually was in charge? He has the choice to make whatever he wants.
Hero of the Trinity, the biggest there is, and putting other characters in it and then there'll be the next one. After that, it'll be a Wonder Woman thing. Later on, it's going to be a Batman thing.
The same screenwriter for this movie, so good luck. And this is the same guy who will say fucking anything to promote his movies.
Joe, that's what I was getting to. Sorry.
No, he said that The Flash was the greatest movie of all time. And look how that turned out.
And he said what he said about he said that he wasn't even going to do Supergirl next. but he read the script and it was so amazing that he moved it to the top of the line. So I'm questioning his taste.
What taste?
Whoa.
What taste?
Whoa.
Listen,
Where's it at?
I don't disagree with you.
Because-
James Gunn is ass, but that's what we have.
Well,
Then I don't
we got to
fuck with
accept
it.
it.
I don't
Alright, well,
care.
alright,
I've got
look,
plenty of other
look.
shit I can
Okay,
do with my
hey,
time.
If
he's not going to deliver, I'm not going to fuck with it.
Let's boycott DC too. Let's boycott
Hold
the
on.
PlayStation. Let's boycott because you ain't gonna get what you asking for.
Let's boycott Apple.
I know.
Right.
I'm well aware.
At the end of the day,
on.
whatever it is
Apple
you
got
asking
you
for,
right.
it's not happening. I 1,000,000% agree with you. He is ass as a director. I don't like him. I don't like the yuck shit.
And that's personal taste, but that's fine.
Me and you stand 10 toes down on Man of Steel and BVS and the whole Snyder reality. We love that. I'm telling you, if perception is reality and what you guys said earlier about whatever you said for numbers, where I said it was me and Tori for Supergirl, if that is the case, one, Snyder was voted in that same way. We were with it, everyone else wasn't.
But here's the thing.
And James
Here's
Gunn's
hold up.
DC
Here's
right now.
What about it? What?
Right now, with 2 years worth of one hero, he's currently working on Man of Tomorrow, another Superman film, to introduce more characters from DC. Still leading, Superman leading the entire DCU and all of that. If you're not gonna fuck with it, that's fine. But again, you need to know that will be the end of the DCU if it's not him.
Here's what you got to understand.
There will be no selling of the company. There will be no.
The company's already being sold. They've been sold again. There's more people already trying to buy it up.
Outside of the
Here's what you got to understand.
Okay.
As big of a Snyder fan as I am, as I've stated repeatedly multiple times before, with as much as I would love for them to restore it, with each passing day, it becomes less and less of a possibility because artists and actors and directors move on to different projects. Actors get older. Audience interests and tastes change with the times and with the state of media as a whole. So if that's out, then it sucks, but so be it. If this is the DCU that we've got, how's the momentum looking so far? Reports all over that Peacemaker and Creature Commandos, for as good of reviews that they got, depending on which one you're talking about, they're still not getting the numbers that they hoped for. Superman, for as good as the numbers as good as the reception is for that, depending on who you talk to, it's still not getting the numbers that they're hoping for. So both from a critical and a commercial standpoint, it's not penetrating the way that they hoped for. And they're literally trying to damage control where you've got David Zaslav saying, well, we don't need the movie to make more than 300,000 to be 300 million to be a success. Good luck.
But didn't Superman do well, box office?
It did well enough.
It did well enough.
It made like 670 something million in the box office.
Yeah.
What was its budget?
It was like 300 million.
So it still made.
Made
Okay.
arguably more, but
Enough for
basically
them
about
to
300.
make another one.
So far, it doesn't seem like Supergirl is
Not even close.
doing that.
Let's talk. Yeah. So Asia, do you have the box office numbers?
You know what?
You don't. I know one thing
Go
I
for
saw
it.
was they said that so far it was performing under Morbius.
Yeah.
Which we know Morbius was one of the biggest box office bombs in Dana comic book movie history. So it's that level. So Tori, let's switch to the positive stuff. Tori, you said that you actually liked it. Give us some stuff that you liked about it. What worked for
Please
you?
elaborate.
Why should fans still see this movie despite what Joe and I?
And if you say just because you're DC fans, I will fight you.
Wait, what's wrong with that? That's a valid reason, right?
Hell the fuck no, it is.
You hear him violent?
If you're a DC, you said what?
I say, hear him getting violent? You don't say nothing to him?
Well, I'm pretty sure chat knows that
No
Joe's
crash out
violent
stream,
by
by the way.
now, you know.
Shouldn't we read what they gotta say too?
Well, Tori, what
Oh,
you
sorry.
responded?
First,
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you're a DC fan, go watch it. One of the things that I liked about it was,
Don't let me down now. Don't let me down now.
like you could, it was the mental health aspect of it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Joe.
All right.
Yeah,
And it
yeah, well, a lot-
was mental health month recently, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
How does that tie into the movie?
He'll get there. Hold on, let him go.
No, please explain.
I mean, you could see that what she was dealing with her parents, with her plan and all that weighed a toll on her mental space, and that was because of her mental space that she was in was leading her to hanging out with red suns and on planets where she doesn't have powers, where she's literally just drinking and fighting and not being all the way there in the head the entire time. Like, or her only sense of dependency was her dog, and how the love for her dog, and the fact that she literally says in the movies, like, he's like at Crypt, she has nothing. She has no people. All she has is crypto. So like the fact that she's still dealing with the traumas of not being on her planet and not having her family and not being the person that she still doesn't even know who she wants to be.
Mm.
She doesn't know who she is. She doesn't even have an identity for herself. All she knows is that she's just trying to figure it out. She doesn't know where she wants to be. I mean, I felt like, and then by the end of the movie, I feel like she has some kind of hint of the person that she needs to be in order to be okay. So that's what I liked about it.
There we go. Okay. You know what? I never really connected the mental health aspect. So you're saying like even the
Huh?
drinking, all that was kind of tied back.
It was her.
towards-
It was the only. It was the only. It was
her
literally the only
coping.
thing she had to cope with it. She had nothing else. Because if she's sitting in the red sun, she could drink all day and not feel a thing. She has no outlet to deal with whatever pain she's dealing with on the inside.
Remember, she
and-
moved from a planet that exploded and lived in a space colony full of people trying to make a society that was dying in front of her.
Okay. Quick
and then,
rebuttal.
And then,
Okay, go ahead.
But
Go ahead.
then, and then on top of that, then she goes from that colony where everybody is dying to a planet where she has these crazy powers, and now she has to
Mhm.
regulate how she lives, how she moves, and how she interacts with people. And it's and from her perspective, it could be overwhelming to
Mhm.
go from having a somewhat normal life to a hectic life to a crazy super powered life, and she's trying to figure it out. She
There-
doesn't have anybody to go to talk about these things or to experience to
Right.
and like she has this cousin that
Yeah.
she barely even know, but then she's supposed to rely on him, but then like he doesn't understand what she went through to get to where she's at. So now she's like, I don't really have anybody. All I can have is crypto. So like I'm drowning in these emotions and stuff. So let me go somewhere where I can actually not feel what I'm feeling right now. So she stays drunk.
She got an apartment on Earth. And Clark was like, you should be getting the effects of living on this planet right about now. The hearing issue, the super strength, all of that. She had to handle that in a very short amount of time. Clark got to grow up with that shit.
He was
You
walking.
just want to fire off.
Okay,
I ain't
no,
gonna point
and-
you say
and-
let me
Clark-
just-
Clark
serious
didn't
beef.
have to deal with
Right.
the planet and then losing his
Oh, right.
parents, and he still has a stable household. Clarence parents had a real good marriage, and they living in Kansas. Like that's literally Superman, and she ain't got nobody. Her uncles, aunts,
Man,
parents, friends, everybody that she's no longer with him.
Okay, let me rebuttal, but let me clarify
starting to
this.
get teary.
Hold
after
on.
that.
Hey, look, if that worked for you, if that genuinely worked for you and you resonated with the character, that's understandable. I'm not going to take that away from you. Here's why it doesn't resonate for me. This is solely my opinion. To me, a lot of that depth, everything you've said is correct. That's the setup. Like all that is there. Like you don't go bar crawling into dive bars and drinking yourself silly and live in mess and not give a shit unless you're clearly trying to run away from something or failing to process something. That's human. That's understandable. I go through shit like that myself too. My issue is when it gets to the actual turnaround. It feels very surface level. It's very similar to like the first Aquaman movie for me, where it's like, okay, you've got this home versus heritage story. This guy can't find a home on the sea or the land, and then their fix was give him a line of a hero, a king fights for a kingdom, a hero fights for everyone. It's like, okay, you just said that, but it doesn't feel like you explored it that much. So then when you get to this movie, their big turnaround was the mom saying, you don't have to be nice, but you can be kind or something like that or whatever, or you can be good. It's like, it just feels like you just said your one liner and then you just kind of go past it without really processing. But that's why it didn't resonate to me. But if that worked for you, that's cool. It didn't feel like it did enough, in my opinion.
You realize the biggest moment last year for Superman with him even telling who he is, or even going through all the moments that Supergirl went through, was that moment at the end where he just stood there against, Lex Luthor, talking about, I go through things like this every day, but I plant my foot down, I do the
I
best
pick
I
myself
can,
up
I
by
pick
my
myself up.
bootstraps, and I cry and eat ice cream. Yes,
Yeah.
I know. I saw
Okay.
the same movie.
So,
But-
that's why I'm saying I feel like this movie gave me more depth about somebody going through the destruction of their people.
But here's where the writing fails in this department, because we got to acknowledge this. She has this whole thing where she's like rejecting being a part of Earth and being just like Kal-El and accepting Earth culture, and she sees the truth in people. I get that. That's cool. But then why does everything else about her feel Earth? Why does she behave like an Earth person? Why does she do Earth things? Why does she have an Earth iPod and
That's-
Earth
I
headphones?
look at it like this.
Why is
the
she
fact-
making Earth references to SpongeBob?
But here's the
Like,
thing. I feel like that's because she spent all those years in that little dome. They probably didn't have all the technology that they had when the planet was of whole.
or
So,
it's just inconsistent writing. How about that?
but listen. She's on this planet where probably most of the kids are dead. She was born after everything already happened.
Yep.
And so she doesn't have.
I mean, no, she was born into like the actual. Not going to get too spoilery here, but
Yeah.
yes, there was like she lived within a small Kryptonian society.
And they probably and like when what happened, they probably cut off. They probably didn't have the technologies to do certain things and all of that. So when she did make it to Earth and got to speak the language and all of that stuff, she probably soaked in all of that, because like when she got there, she didn't know English, she didn't know all that, so she probably dove head first into American or earthly things soon as she got here. So like that's all she went from.
But if you're gonna do that, then you can't turn around and act like you do. Oh, I don't fuck with Earth like that. But you clearly do. Everything about you is Earth.
I mean, because
which ties into a bigger issue I have with this movie. I'm not gonna get into spoiler details, but everything extraterrestrial about this movie, all the world building, first off, it doesn't feel like DC at all. It feels very generic sci-fi. This could have been Star Wars for all I care, in terms of like the world that they put you in. And then when you get to outer space, whether it's your dive bars or whether it's Krypton, everything just feels like Earth. You go into dive bars where you've got jukeboxes and drinks,
Joe,
all this other ices, and then you get to Krypton and it's just space Manhattan. With space buildings, with space bedrooms, with space bed sheets, with space Forever 21 clothes, with space pumpkin spice lattes, where everybody's speaking space Portuguese.
Okay.
There's no creativity to anything
I-
extraterrestrial in this movie.
See, now that part I can disagree with. We literally saw aliens.
Did you not literally see a scene where she's in
Literally.
Krypton and they have like full IKEA bed sheets in their alien house?
We don't know if they're IKEA part one.
My God,
Part two.
they look. Do I need to pull up a goddamn
Part
picture
two.
on Google?
Part two.
It looked like a fucking hotel. It was like a Marriott or some
I
shit.
need you to
But
understand.
it's
the
like,
movie-
wasn't it a planet of scientists and scholars?
It's
and
not
stuff
even
like
just that. She just put all that shit in her spaceship and went to space.
I'm not even
She
talking
lived
about
on
that.
Earth.
I'm talking.
Then she
no,
went to space.
I am talking about before she even left, when she was still in that Kryptonian city. All the architecture, all the furniture, the world built, it just looked like Earth. There was no creativity in its design.
Okay, is that like a nitpick though?
No,
things
But
didn't
that,
look
but
like
wait a
that
minute,
to me.
but every movie where they have Earth and space, there's always similarities with both
I was
of
getting
them.
ready
But
to
there's
say
actual
space
design that
bars
makes
and-
them unique. Don't even get me started on Krypton and Man of Steel. Even if you go back as far as like the Christopher Reeve Superman, where you see like the flashbacks to them on Krypton and putting Zod on trial and sending Kal-El away on the rocket, all of that looked far more actually alien and Kryptonian than anything that we see in space Manhattan,
Man,
bro.
Just by seeing Lobo alone and knowing, even with Lobo in the
Lobo was
comics, or
fucking
Lobo in the
pointless.
movie-
In the what? In the
Either
what?
By Lobo in the comics or Lobo in this movie or in the animation, he is riding what? A space
motorcycle.
So that already tells you that there could be space bars or all this other bullshit you're complaining about.
But no, it just does not work.
It doesn't work to you.
No, but like I said, I'm not the only one.
And I have a question. I have a question that's really more. We're on a detail, but I have a bigger plot question.
Yeah, go for it.
maybe even a question for you, Asia, to a certain degree, is like this movie. The trailer showed this, so it's not a spoiler, but it showed that it was focused around the dog. I kind of underestimated how much they were leaning into that. But Asia, you as the resident dog lover here, a movie about saving a dog that's sick, you would think would work for you. So I'm curious, like, because for me, I got disconnected by like, oh, well, they're really making this about the dog. But for you, I'm curious, like, why didn't that work for you as the dog lover? You breathe, I mean, you love dogs.
I do. I am a dog lover. I think another thing for me is like I'm a little distracted by like how fake crypto looked.
Oh, the CGI.
He did look noticeably CGI.
So what you saying is
he was Michael movie Bubbles to you.
so you say Bubbles look better than Crypto?
I wouldn't say better than that, but
I ain't going that far. But so I think I was like distracted by that. And then for me, like I said, I did think there was going to be a point where I thought Lobo was going to play kind of like a bigger role to the plot. And he didn't.
I've got something to bring up in the spoiler section.
Lobo,
and he didn't. So
Lobo is only loyal to himself.
He's a bounty hunter. He pulls up bust ass girl.
it felt like
There's no
hey,
point to him
y'all,
being.
like here's this Supergirl movie, but just in case that's not enough, we're gonna throw Jason Momoa in there. And we're gonna put him as Lobo and he's gonna look great. But that's about it.
And he's just gonna act like
You're
Jason
That's how it
Momoa.
felt to
You're not
me.
wrong. Is that what they
in
did?
in the places,
that's what they did.
But here's the thing: in the places that she
He
was
wasn't in the original
frequenting,
comic, by the way.
Wait. He wasn't?
No,
you said he what?
He was.
he was not in
I
the
thought
original
Tori said as a
Supergirl
DC
woman.
fan that you.
So
Folks, you want to talk about James Gunn being a DC fan real quick? First off, I didn't read Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. I'm not even a fan of Tom King's writing like that. But you have people that have actually read the book and love the book that have said that this movie totally misses the fucking point and completely disregards plot points of the book. Supergirl going to dive bars and wearing trench coats, that was the beginning of the story. She grew out of that quick. And yet we had to sit through that whole slog of all this shit and her pissing and the dog pissing everywhere and eating. I'm not going to get into
it was only
spoilers here.
3 days. How much growth you want?
And then when
in
we
the comic book,
when
it
we
was
get to
way
the-
longer than 3 days.
Hold up. When we get to the ending in the spoiler discussion, I'm going to go off.
Here's the thing.
Because I got some shit to say.
The comparison is crazy. In the comic books,
Did you read the book, Tori?
No, I didn't read the book, but I know people that did, just like you. But listen,
just
in the comic book, it was longer than 3 days when she made her turnaround. In the movie, it was only 3 days. 3 days when she made her turnaround.
I mean, look, it
happened quicker in the movie than it did in the comic book.
Well, of course, look, it's a movie, so there's going to be differences, but there are still some key things as far as like the actual theme and the point of the story that they get dead wrong. So if you're a fan of Tom King's original run of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, you might have some problems with the way that things turn out, as a lot of fans do.
Then, so was the original comic book also based around, hey, we must go save this dog?
No.
So that wasn't a part of the original comic book?
David, this
I'm
James
asking.
Gunn's DCU, as I've said before, is that dude that has no game and has to get a dog to holler at girls at the dog park. That's his crutch, as it always has been.
You said that before.
Fuck that dog. I'm so tired of crypto. Real talk, I don't give a fuck what we do on the show. If I see another DC project until James Gunn gets the boot, when whoever buys Warner Brothers, if I see crypto in another trailer, I'm skipping it.
Okay.
I'm
Hey
done.
everybody,
I'm
you
done
know
with
they
that goddamn
announced the
dog.
new crypto cartoon.
Guess
that's
I ain't watching
coming-
that bullshit.
What up? Who's that? Jay Quallen.
Jay Quellen.
Jay Quellen.
Jay Quan Collins. Hi, Travis.
Hey,
What's up?
Welcome. Thank you for popping in.
So Joe, I'm not a James Gunn hater. I actually like James Gunn, but I will say this movie did reek of James Gunn, but not in the good way.
No.
But not in
Because
the good
here's
way,
what you got to understand too. Because this was even talked about apparently before the movie came out. I didn't know until recently because I haven't been keeping up with this bullshit. But
Damn.
the director actually apparently had back and forths with James Gunn about like notes that he got from him and things like that and changes, which they of course had to pass off for PR as creative differences. It's all part of the process. But you can tell he's got his grummy hands all over this
that's
movie.
what I was gonna say. To me, like my one of my concerns or issues with it is like you can watch the movie and you can tell like by some of the humor, by some of the music selections, it's like, man, like it's like almost like James Gunn picked a director to basically just do a watered down, worse version of what he does. And I'm like, to me, when you pick
But
a
this
director,
is also the same guy who, before he started making these movies, when he took over for DC Studios, he said, "Hey, we respect directors of all different styles and creativity and
Joe,
stuff like
so
that."
that's what-
Another fucking lie.
So that's my issue with what they're doing versus what Marvel has historically done, which is, hey, we're going to get a director who's known for a certain style or has a certain vibe or whatever. They did with Ryan Coogler by Black Panther. They did it with Ragnarok with Taika Waititi. They bring in a certain director who has a certain style, let them be them.
Yeah.
This felt like it could have been directed by James Gunn. Could you even tell if it wasn't?
I forgot that it wasn't, especially with that one last fight scene. It's the very last one.
That involved
You and I
another
looked at
needle
each
drop.
other as soon as it happened in the theater. It's like once the music and then the slow mo kicked in. Me and David
That
was like,
was the point where I looked at the clock
yeah.
because
Me and
I was
Ace
like,
looked at each other.
We looked at each other.
Let's just do the spoilers. I feel like
it's time. It's
there's
time.
no way to.
We're about so let's start it at 9:30.
Yeah.
So let's give people 3 more minutes
little
to
bit of
get out
time.
of the chat. So we're about to start our spoiler review of Supergirl. Has anybody's ratings changed after the conversation? Do we like it more now? Like it?
And real quick, just recap. Derek, you were 6.
I'm a 6.
Joe, you were what?
I think
I'd
it's
say I said a 4 at best, but it might
4.
push
You're higher than
3.
me. Wow, I'm a
Like,
2.
no, like I said, it might have gone down. Like I said, it gets dumber the more I think about it. It's just it's not the chart's going down, yo.
Okay, I said 2, Asia.
I'm a 3. Tori, you said 6 or 7.
Wait, which one? We got to decide.
No,
Okay.
Hello, fellow kids.
Okay.
Folks, again, this has been your warning. We are about to get into our spoiler section. When you see the big red text pop up, it is red, right?
That's what it looked like last time.
Yeah, if you see the spoilers text pop up, at that point, we're at the point of no return. Don't sue us. We ain't got nothing for you to take anyway. This is your warning.
Hey, there's a thing.
Yeah.
9:30
About to
Eastern
be our
Standard Time.
spoiler review section.
Let me get my notes ready.
Asia, you want to go first? Break down your spoiler review with all the, things you can say finally.
I would love to break down my spoiler review for Supergirl. Unfortunately, I can't remember a lot because it was so damn forgettable.
Asia, I'm happy to remind you because I did take notes.
Keep going.
All I'm going to say is this. I did think that there was going to be a little bit more with Lobo incorporated into the plot, but it was just a John Wick, let me save my dog story. I was not very impressed, but I'm not going to dog it out. I
see what you did there.
I don't want to trash it completely because I think Millie Alcott did I think she did the best she could with the material that she was given.
You know who she looks like to me?
Oh.
Don't say that one alien that's in that memes because that's a little cruel.
No, she looked like the dude that played
already off to a bad start.
Dude that played Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy.
What?
Look, y'all seen those movies. Look, I'll say I don't think this movie's done her a lot of favors. And I'm not saying that she needs to be conventionally attractive for her character to have any merit. No, that's fine. Even in my own personal life, I prefer women without crazy makeup. But I do think that this movie has been very irresponsible and just not made her look flattering a lot of the time. It's very unfortunate. But that's the one of my least issues with the movie, to be honest. But
okay, David, what about you?
As far as spoiler,
yeah.
Honestly, this was one of the worst comic movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wait, how many have you seen?
I've seen basically every single one. Dang near.
You seen Steel?
Here you go.
Just to clarify, I'm talking about MCU stuff. Like
modern.
Is Shield? Is that Shaq?
Yeah.
I'm not watching any movie with Shaq in it.
That's crazy.
Damn, no Shazam, no Kazam.
Does that exist? I thought that was
No, you're thinking of Sinbad. That's the one.
The one with Sinbad isn't real. That's fake.
Oh, it's not.
That's a fake.
It was an April Fool's joke, and people like it started out as people thought and said, "Oh, it's one of those what's the names?
And
forgot what
it
it's
kind
called.
of took on a life.
Okay.
But that's besides.
But go ahead.
No, this was honestly one of the worst superhero movies I've ever seen in my entire life. It was not compelling whatsoever. The storyline of saving a dog is not enough to hold an entire movie, especially for a comic book movie audience that is used to planetary level threats and viruses and this and having to save
Literal gods
people and
invading
gods
worlds
and like now we're like after 20 years of comic book movies it's like yo we saving this dog because it's sick and it got, you know what I'm saying, it just wasn't compelling
I
enough.
mean, look at what happened in Fantastic Four. The whole thing was Galactus
Getting
wanted the
ready to
baby.
say.
What was what?
Galactus wanted the baby in Fantastic Four.
But that still felt like a
But that
Marvel
was also
universe.
Galactus doing it. What was the villain?
Oh, can we talk about the villain real quick?
No, we'll get to that.
We'll get there.
Boy, okay.
But I'm just saying, like Tori, that was Galactus doing it. So it's like automatically the threat level feels higher. This was just a random space pirate dude. I mean, who was he?
A brigand.
I mean, I guess
Did he have a name?
They said brigand more than they said his fucking name.
I forgot what his name.
Nobody knows his name.
Forgettable.
I had to write it down. I don't even think I spelled it right.
I forgot his name.
So I'm saying, Asian, right? It was forgettable. The fight scenes weren't great. And listen, I actually like James Gunn. This was actually one of his worst projects, honestly, if not his worst project.
And he technically didn't even direct it.
He didn't know,
but it's still him.
It's still him, but it's like a watered down, worse version. I thought the fight scenes weren't great. As far as her, the actual actress, I don't really have much beef with her personally.
Me neither.
She was fine. The material just wasn't there, but honestly, it was just not compelling. I was bored the entire time, and I'm not a DC hater. I'm not a James Gunn hater. Not a comic book. I'm not one of the people who are saying we're in comic book fatigue. I'm saying that this movie in general was just trash. This was worse than Captain America: Brave New World. It was worse than that.
Yeah.
I didn't think Brave New World was bad.
Tori, you are such a generous soul.
Great.
It wasn't great.
I kind of like just a lower point, but not the lowest of Marvel. But it wasn't great. I'll say, give me another. I mean, it was,
Thunderbolts?
No, Madam Web.
It was better than
Madam Web was a bad deep.
I'd rather watch Ant-Man and the Wasp than.
Damn, it was good.
No.
Are you saying Ant-Man and Wasp or Quantumania?
Oh, I'm talking about.
What about Thor: Love and Thunder?
That's two.
Oh, you're right. I'm talking about Quantum.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I dang near with you. I might even. No, I can't go that far. I'm not going to go as far and say I'd rather watch Thor: Love and Thunder because that was terrible. But this is up there. So to me, this is one of the worst comic books I've ever seen.
Who else has like a brief spoiler review?
I ain't brief. Go ahead.
Want to give a quick thoughts on spoilers?
I just you have already it.
No, please say.
No, listen, you couldn't say a lot last time. This is your
free.
Speak your truth. Talk your shit.
I thought at the beginning fight scenes I wasn't into, and when they're in the bar, I wasn't into that. I started getting into the fight scene when she was drunk. When she was drunk and they're trying to slide her with some poison and shit like that. This girl's trying to get her shit back together. She's getting thrown through walls.
Partial drugged.
Partial drug, but she's still using
that
her
fight
ability.
Scene where she's thrown up everywhere.
She's still using her abilities to like even when she's getting her ass beat, she's still using her abilities to see like little girl up here is being attacked. X-ray vision. Boom, through the roof. Goes in, saves her, whatever like that. Then she gets outside and sees all the other colonists in this city, on this planet or whatever, being attacked by these space pirates. And so her and Lobo go into like a tag team thing. And granted,
Those were good.
it wasn't the
Those were good.
greatest scenario of a fight scene, but beyond that is the final fight scene on. I will say the one thing I didn't like was
guns.
The three. Yeah, the only thing I didn't like for CGI wise was whatever she was swinging in a circle.
The little it was like a
shit didn't look like it panned with how she was moving.
Yeah.
So it looked kind of out of place to me.
It was moving faster than the physics.
Yeah, than her turning. Yeah,
like
so
it didn't look like
I
she was
don't
putting that much effort into doing it, even though it's causing all this destruction. But honestly, like the actual CGI of like The fight scenes didn't bother me too much as far as like her moving or whatever. Most of my issues with the CGI come more from like some of maybe the alien races, even though they don't look too bad. That doesn't bother me too much. And of course, Crypto. But overall, I'm just tired of seeing that.
I will say Crypto in this film looked way too CGI for me.
I don't think they probably couldn't get the actual dog to cooperate.
I think they hired the same people who did Michael Jackson.
So here's the thing: whatever dog they had that was laying on its deathbed on the table,
there was no dog.
He moved his eyes around enough to make me believe it might have been a dog, but after that, it just looked very CGI.
And they did like Crypto was like bouncing off the walls anytime he wasn't laid on his death.
That dog is a fucking shit.
He was just like pinging off of everything. He was like a pinball everywhere he was. He was never that dog. I feel like that dog needed to be on some medication because he was literally like bouncing off.
Who's gonna do it?
Either way,
I have a question for you, Tori, about that.
She's a shithead too.
Because you read the comics, of course, like a lot more than me and everything. So my question is are Kryptonians? They're smart, right?
They're brilliant. Well, they've made a planet of things.
That's what I thought.
But to be fair,
that's what I was.
Their planet also blew up. So.
And when the top scholars tried to warn them, they told them they were lying and they didn't know what they were talking about.
But that's my question.
God, that's so relevant.
These are people who have built planets and this and all this stuff. Like y'all can't learn to train a dog.
Here's the thing: that's beneath them. We don't need to train this dog. We have bigger things to worry about.
So let him just run amok.
No, to be fair,
he was living on the streets.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to lay that at the feet of, which is stupid, by the way. I'm sorry. That introduction to the dog, there's your backstory. She was walking down the sidewalk.
That was a funeral.
And then she just saw the dog.
That was a funeral. And the place where they had the little the beam for the safety net, that's where they were keeping the dead body.
Cool. And then the dog was just
out
there.
The dog was hanging out around the outside of it, and that's where they were when they were walking their mother into there to feed her into the beam or whatever. That the dog was outside in the trash, and he saw her.
Coincidence.
What a compelling backstory.
What about hold on? No, that was one part that bothered me. That was too coincidental. When she was trapped in that part of the ship, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do?" Wait, there's a spacesuit behind me. I'm like, wait a second. That's what.
No, you was ticked.
I looked at AJ. So somebody wrote this.
No.
The character is stuck, and
but that was probably the bus drivers.
No. You want to talk about convenience? Let's talk about the setting of the last big action sequence where she goes onto this planet and ZOMG, it has a kryptonite sun, or at least some sun that has green radiation that operates the same as kryptonite. Sure. Whatever. She's dying. She's lying on the ground. The other character, who's the little girl, who I can't remember her name, but I actually kind of like her character in the movie a little bit. But drags her into the cage, try and shield her from the kryptonite radiation, even though it's barely working. She's still dying. So he's like, okay, let me go take on the villains myself. And then she's just laying there in the cave. And then because this planet apparently has two suns, one yellow and one green. First off, you had the opportunity for like a big tactical win for the villain of the movie. Okay, have your big headquarters and your big mothership on a planet with a kryptonite sun. Good tactical move. It probably wasn't Krem's idea. It was probably Steve from accounting. Shout out to Big Steve. But then it also happens to have a yellow sun, and you don't do anything clever to get her near the yellow sun. All she had to do was just wait. It was just a contrived way to take her out of the story to build up the tension. I don't want to fucking hear it.
They didn't go there. But here's the thing. They didn't go there with an intention to lure her out. They went there to get away from her. She went on her own to go to where they were.
What if she got there like an hour and 30 minutes later, right when the yellow sun was up, and it wouldn't change anything?
But they wasn't expecting her to come there, though. That's the thing. They went there. They went there because they go, we have a green sun. She's not going to come over.
But there's also a yellow sun.
He's never going to be happy.
All you got to do is wait.
But the point is, the fact that it had a green sun in orbit, they say, well, since it's here, there's no way she's going to come here. That's as far as they got with that.
Again, as how the movie played out, yes, there's a green sun there. It nearly killed her, but there's also a yellow sun. So it's opposite ends of the extreme.
50-50
this one
gamble.
will kill you. Great Great idea, Steve from accounting. Shout
It
out
was
to
a,
Big
but
Steve.
but my thing is, they didn't go there to kill her. They went there to get away from it. They figured she's not going to follow us here.
But again,
and she ended up taking one of their people and making them take her there.
But there's still the opportunity for her to get her powers back, which she did, because there's a yellow sun too. You either have one that kills her or one that powers her up.
My point.
And it was killing her, and then all she had to do was wait. There is nothing clever or interesting about how she got her powers back. There's no character growth or anything. All she had to do was just lay there and wait.
Or she could have went back to Earth. But my point is that they picked the Green Sun planet.
It wasn't Krem's idea. It was Steve from accounting.
They picked that planet because they were trying to go somewhere where they knew she wouldn't follow. They didn't pick that because let's go here because it's going to kill her. No, they picked her because if she sees that there's a green sun here, she's not going to show up. Then we're good over here. We can max out and plan out until we get ready to do whatever we got to do. And then she showed up. And then it just so happened to be when the green sun was coming out.
Just so happened.
It was either that. I mean, or she just so happened to show that when the yellow sun came out, and then they ended the movie.
That's what I'm saying. It's just convenient. There's nothing clever about it. What's her face didn't call a space Uber and bring her closer to the side of the planet where the yellow sun was already shining. Nothing happened.
Nobody
is supposed to know that
they weren't supposed to know that they were on that planet. That was supposed to be an isolated.
It's a secret base
that was set for them. But Joe,
even putting aside just the concept of the kryptonite sun, whether that's in the comics or not, whatever. But
technically it is. Green Lanterns tried to utilize it one time, but that's not the point. I'm ready to know about your notes, man.
First off, we got to talk about the ending. We got to talk about
her character development.
The ending. I'm talking the whole thing. First off,
wait, why did she stop drinking at the end? Come out, remind me. Like what?
They don't really.
Because the only reason why she was drinking was because she was running from
her backstory,
all of that. But now she has
because she
a reason. She has a reason to live.
What does she have?
Wait, when did she stop? Because did she tell the kid to buy her drink?
Yeah. First off, that kid is 13 years old. Why are you taking her to a bar?
So
irresponsible ass.
You don't know. You don't know what the statute. You don't know what they can do on the space.
I don't give a fuck what
the drinking age could be 9.
That's not good.
In France, it used to be 6.
What kind of an example is this movie setting for young girls? This is your feminist superhero icon of 2026.
She said she could buy her drink. She didn't say she was drinking.
Is this what you want your little girl?
She also said she was the
if y'all two had a daughter, is this what the movie you want her to watch for her girl power empowerment?
She is
so that girls can go to Comic-Con and go to conventions. Go, oh my God, get me another mojito. I'm Supergirl, bitch. My cousin can burn down this whole bar with his laser eyes.
Here's the thing.
Oh my God, Sexy Red is on. This is my song. Like, is that your Supergirl?
The girl wanted to go with her more than anything. She was sitting there looking all sad. Like, I guess I'll just wait for
what great character growth from a scene where she's literally like, I want to be nothing like you.
You don't give a damn about people with trauma. I can see that.
I'd actually rather see.
You don't give a damn.
I was about to say,
lost her whole family and her planet, and he's like, I don't give a damn.
Did I say that? No. Did I? Exact. Thank you. Fucking talking out of your ass.
She did that. Old girl watched her whole family get murked right in her face. And the closest thing to family that she kind of got was Supergirl. Somebody had helped her get over her help.
If you're going to bring up these serious, nuanced issues in your movie, have a serious and nuanced way to deal with it instead of just saying you can be a complete fuck up and a mess and get white girl wasted and be irresponsible. What would
you rather them do?
But why did she stop drinking? I never heard.
She said
what was the reason?
It's not she stopped drinking. It's not she stopped drinking. She stopped doing nothing but drinking. She was literally just drinking less. She was drinking to get drunk.
Now it's
a difference between going out to get wasted to just go out to have a celebratory drink.
God.
She's still celebrating her birthday, but before she went through the changes and all that, she was using her birthday as an excuse to just get wasted and continue to be wasted. Because that's why Clark was like, "Hey, you still out partying?" And like, "Yeah, I'm doing Because she was, like I said, she's trying to drown her sorrows, but now she's having a celebratory drink with her new friend.
There's one spoiler, and that just this is what gave me the fail for the movie, because it wasn't the fighting, it wasn't whatever. I 1000% agree with Tori, but It was the murder thing.
Oh, are we going to talk about that?
Superman murders all the time.
First off, shut your ass up.
When does he murder?
No.
David Cornsweat?
Here's the thing. You don't even have to go that far.
No.
You have to look at the dialogue of the movie and the story it was trying to set up, where she was keeping the character from killing
She's
Krem.
literally out of nowhere.
Then she turns around and kills him herself anyway.
Out of nowhere.
I
And she
took that
did
a
a
different
whole
way. But I want to know what Tori's talking about. When did Superman kill a bunch of people?
Superman was. You think that?
I'm out the loop.
You think the people that he was fighting? You think all of them survived that?
Are you talking in the actual in
what
Superman's
movie?
way?
Yeah.
They literally got up as soon as he hit him with laser vision.
Wait, what movie was
some
it?
of
Superman,
Them, some of
James
them,
Gunn
some of
Superman.
them died.
Bro,
Wait,
Some of them died.
I didn't know that.
they did not establish that. There's
They didn't,
a
just because
literal,
they didn't establish it. There
was literally
moving
a shot after. There was literally a shot after he did the spinneroonie laser vision.
Okay, then
There
what
was
happened to him for the rest of the
literally,
movie then?
right after that shot, you see them hit the ground after falling from the distance of skyscrapers, and they get right back up.
Then what happened to him? They just say, "Oh, guess I'm out of the fight now," and walked away. No, some
Yeah.
of them was dead.
Who? You don't see
The ones
anybody
you don't
die.
see no more.
Pull up a screenshot and show me where they died. They don't
The camera
acknowledge
get
anything.
pan over the body.
You don't fucking know.
No, you don't know.
I watched the scene yesterday.
So you mean to tell me he fighting all these people and all of a sudden they be like, "Well, he knocked me down. I'm out."
Bro, they
Tapping out.
fell from the distance of a skyscraper to concrete, and they still, and after
But
taking lasers to
They
their
didn't
chest,
show all
they
of them.
got
They
right
didn't
back
show
up.
all of them.
Granted, in Tori's defense, whether they fell from a skyscraper or not, Joe, they were all clones of Superman.
Okay, yes, because nobody
A
cared because they're
skyscraper
clones.
hitting. I'm just saying, a skyscraper Superman hitting the that don't. That
So you
don't
acknowledge that they didn't die. Because
don't.
they
Here's the thing. I definitely acknowledge they were not in the scenes anymore after he knocked dude in the tooth, and you see the whole tooth come out of his mouth. Zoom in.
Okay, but also
scenario.
Tori's was saying this happens a lot. You say this all the time.
Just here's the thing.
Is this all the time thing?
In the DC universe, these heroes be killing people. Let's
Since
get that.
when?
Since
Batman?
forever. So Wonder Woman be killing
Batman?
all the time. Batman's killed.
Oh, that's news to me.
But again, my thing is, you don't even have to go that far. Just look at the movie itself. She goes on this whole thing of like, I'm going to kill Krem and the brigands, and she's like, no, don't do that. Hold on. Let me finish out my point because you said if you do it, then you can never take it back.
Never take it
Generic
back,
heroes don't kill dialogue. That's fine. When you get to the end of the movie, she talks her down. She's got first off, quick side note, that sword is so fucking pointless.
That looks stupid.
No, because like
the sword
they make
just
a
looks
big
like it's.
no, they make a big deal about the sword and its
sword
special.
can cut anything.
But they never demonstrate the sword being special or doing anything special. It's just a sword.
It really
It's
I mean,
just
but
a-
did you see how?
It's just
did you
a
see,
sentimental
Did
item.
you see how
You could have
durable
made it
the
a
bad
space
guy
frying
was?
pan and it would have made just as much sense. But anyways, putting that aside, getting back to the moment and resume. She's got the sword to Krem's neck. He's on the ground. He's still doing his because this villain fucking sucks. Don't kill him. If you do it, you can never take it back. Please don't do it. She does it. She takes the sword back, goes, hugs it out. I wish it never happened. Has a genuinely emotional moment. And Krem is lying there on the ground. First off, nothing like the comics because in the book, they had like this whole thing where instead of killing him, they sent Krem to the Phantom Zone and he was in prison for like years. And then when they finally let him out, he was genuinely remorseful for everything that he did. And she had the opportunity to forgive him, but she didn't. So that's like a real poetic justice thing of like, he feels genuine remorse for all the bad stuff he did, but that doesn't immediately make him entitled to forgiveness. There's some substance there, but putting that aside because it's a different story, back to the movie. She talks her down, hugs it out, walks away, and then Supergirl just goes up to him, stabs him twice with the sword. No blood, by the way.
In the
Stab in the throat. A visible hole, not a drop of
Yes.
blood. You want to know how you could have fixed that entire scene? People get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to write this shit, by the way, because Lobo was there. Lobo had barely anything to do with the actual story, but he made this point about, I only kill for money or for sport. But she's interacting with somebody that has a genuine grudge against this person. But here's what you do. Neither Kara nor what's-her-face kill Krem. He's lying on the ground. He's laughing and giggling to himself because he's goofy like that. And then, imagine, Lobo goes up to him.
puts a bullet right.
No,
in his
takes
brain.
that big-ass axe, goes right in his neck, and he goes,
Mhm.
I'm not killing you for money. I'm not even killing you for sport. I just think you're shit. Rips his head off. That would have solved every problem. It would have given Lobo an actual like character moment because now he's killing on behalf of her, but she gets to keep her hands clean. It would have solved every problem.
Maybe that was an alternate scene that they had.
Stop fucking defending this movie, goddammit.
I'm just saying.
There's nothing. No, this is just.
I agree. I agree. It shouldn't be defended at the faults of the dumb shit in writing.
And even then,
but there
it's
are
so fucking tone deaf because are these not the same people that hate Snyder so much that he lives in their heads rent free? Oh, that's not really Superman. Superman would have never killed God. Here we are. Where are these same people at now?
So Joe, I took that scene a little bit differently. I took that scene as like she was telling this young 13-year-old girl like, hey, don't be a killer. The reason she went and go and killed Krem or whatever his name is because I took it as she's saying, hey, my heart's already been.
That's what
I've already
like,
been damaged and this so it doesn't matter. I've gone through trauma.
So
like,
it makes her a hypocrite.
And
well,
yeah, that's what
because she's not living like her cousin.
So do as I say, not what I do.
No, like
we don't have enough parents that do that shit out anyway in real life.
I've already gone down that path. I don't want that for you, right? So you know what I'm saying. So
then why don't you just state that? Why try to play holier than thou for some shit that you wouldn't even do?
No,
and again,
I don't think she ever said I wouldn't do it. She just told her you should.
Told her.
She also talking to a 13-year-old girl as a grown woman,
who she can then take to a dive bar. And make her pay for
hold on, she said drink. That could have been.
Oh, Space Sprite?
Space Sprite.
I mean, how many movies have you seen where they've taken people to the bar that shouldn't be there and
That's not a good thing to do, Tori.
I'm just saying it happens.
This is supposed to be the DC universe that's supposed to
look at the Mandalorian.
Optimism into the DC universe finally. This is supposed to be your aspirational character.
Baby Yoda to the bar.
Go ahead.
And I think at this point, because you brought up this is supposed to be the DC universe, I do think at this point, with the remainder of time that we have, we need to maybe as a group discuss the state of DCU.
It's cooked.
Oh, it's dead.
David and I, we actually talked about this a little bit yesterday, and if we include Robert Pattinson's Batman,
oh God,
Superman 2025, and Supergirl, right now they're 0 for 3.
For us.
Yeah.
Personally.
Y'all didn't like Pattinson's Batman?
I don't care for his Batman.
It's
I'm not crazy about it.
He's not Ben Affleck. That's what
movie overall. Yeah.
No, see, Tori's judging. I'm not even going back to Batman's. I'm just judging the movie itself.
Oh, okay.
Like, I didn't think he was fine. The movie I didn't care for. I
didn't care for it too much.
I saw people walking out of the movie. Me and Asia both.
We saw people walking out.
And listen, you can tell a walkout versus a bathroom. A bathroom is a rush thing. When you're walking out of a theater and stuff like that, when you're looking around, you're like, man, why did I waste my time here? You know what I'm saying?
That's what they was doing.
They was doing that. The whole like shaking my head, walking out. I saw that.
No, like I told you before, there was definitely the moment where I start looking at the watch was, I don't think that rat likes you, man. That's not a rat.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it was so much slow motion. But okay, but
it's just slow.
State of DCU. Start us off. What's your thoughts on like where they can go here, should go, stand?
I mean, honestly,
they're 0
for 3 for us. So in my opinion, this would probably be, third strike, you're out. So for me, I think they need to take a nice, maybe 10-year break.
Damn.
Chill, just
ain't gonna be if
DC
takes a.
Here's the thing: 10 years. That means they got to restart the whole thing when they come.
Maybe it's time.
What else are we gonna do?
Because at this point, what we're working with ain't sizzling on the stove. So
10 years, we never gonna get Ben Affleck back.
We're barely, look, we'll be lucky to get him back.
I didn't know.
Here's the thing. I would, but it's just becoming less and less of a possibility. This is why I said
he's too old. He's too old
that's why I was thinking. Like, did we want to do that
probably is
at this
interested
age?
in doing it, unless he's working with Snyder, and even Snyder's got other projects that he's working on. The Snyderverse is too much of a toss-up. James Gunn's DCU is failing, and then after there's another merger, then what are they going to do? Reboot again? Do audiences want that? First off, do we even trust Warner Brothers with DC anymore? Have they not proven themselves uncapable?
That's why we take a hiatus. Let it breathe and come back with a better plan. But just right now, it's not cooking on the stove quite well. That's what I think the universe needs to do. I'd love to know what everybody else's thoughts are on what needs to happen.
I'm going to take it real quick then, because the only thing that DC still has going for it is, as of 2025, when they announced in March of this year for 2026, DC still has the highest selling comic book margin because of Batman.
Like absolute Batman.
Absolute Batman, but then
I've heard Absolute Batman's doing
that
They're-
literally Absolute Batman is what's pushing
And talks
DC
to
right now.
bringing it. To
Yeah, now it's
families.
gonna have its own animated series, but beyond the comic books.
You didn't say Tom King, did you? Okay, good. Can we stop giving him work? Anyway.
But even beyond the comic books, there is still the other Batman. What is it? Batman. What's his current show on Prime Video?
Wait.
It's like the
Caped
old school,
Crusader,
Cape Crusader, and then
There's talks of Alan Rickman playing Batman or something.
Who the fuck?
okay, at this point.
Because they've had rumors. There's
Yeah.
coincidentally, as soon as this movie came out, now all of a sudden there's more rumors circling. Like, oh,
Right.
DCU may have its Batman. Because now nobody gives a fuck about Supergirl. So let's try to generate some buzz of a will they, won't they? Do we have our Batman? These fuckers don't know what they're doing.
And to chime in on this whole thing about, like, as you brought up the whole, state of DCU, my concern with it is, like, if, and I understand Tori, you said that she's not an A-list in DC. I get that. But we've already had 2 A-listers, Superman and Batman. We've had both of those so far.
Are they in the same universe?
Well, they're both from DC.
From Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers. So what I'm saying is, like, we've had 2 movies from them, and even if you want to say the movies are good, they both have not done box office numbers. So we can't get box office numbers from DC's A-listers.
They've done good enough, but not billions.
That's what I'm talking about. But I'm saying if you're not getting billions from Superman and Batman, your A-listers, how are you going to get it from the third string characters, the C-listers,
So my thing is, like, are people tired? Are people tired of seeing the same characters brought to the screen?
Who's talking?
Possibly, yes.
Because Tori, before you do that, there is something else that DC did that I still think could save them.
What?
DC in their comics, because there was another comic that sold just as good as Absolute Batman, they want to make a series for called DCKO, where they introduced other universes of Warner Brothers projects, and one of the ones they introduced was The Boys, Homelander, all of that.
So like a crossover.
A crossover. That's the next thing, is a fight between their biggest big bad and our Superman.
Did Homelander die?
In the show, yes, but in the comics, they have him jumping into the. It's like
in the comic books, they have Homelander clones. Black Noir was supposed to be a Homelander clone that was doing heinous things, but had the real Homelander, thinking it was him doing it subconsciously.
I just don't think there's any hope for the movies anymore, but I do think DC will revert back to what it was good at, which was
animation,
shows, comic books.
But Derek, question for you about that, and I don't disagree with you. My concern with DC overall is this: like, what are we? I'm just gonna say
America is room to Batman.
But if you take away, which you couldn't ever in reality, but without Batman and Superman, do they have? What else is after that? Like, what else is like popping outside of those 2 properties?
I mean, Wonder Woman is another one, but
it's
clearly not on that level. But it's
I'm saying, to be honest, and I'm not trying to compare, but I'm like, you can go to Marvel and name 30 characters that are popping in different areas and genres of his movie, TV, et cetera, et cetera. It feels like though we're still, if you mentioned what DC's doing with Absolute Batman, but we're still on Batman.
It's still just Batman.
What about Flash? What about Hawk Girl?
I agree with you, but the biggest thing that's going to happen with DC right now, including the DCU, and again, however you want to feel with Supergirl, all they can do are consistently put out movies. As long as they make over the budget with the Superman films, they're gonna keep doing shit that nobody's gonna like, apparently. And ultimately, James Gunn's going to give up because he's just going to get flack, and people are going to forget what he did do for, like, the not Suicide Squad.
See, you don't even know
Guardians of the Galaxy, all that shit.
Commander, all that.
No, I wasn't saying that. I'm saying the good things that he did make. People are going to forget what he was a great director for because of what he's putting out now. But WB is a company where once you make a film, They're not worried just about the numbers in the box office. They need to know they can sell a toy. They need to know they can sell this or that or whatever extra
Merchandise,
with a merchandise,
sponsorship,
video games.
That's how Static Shock got
That's
canned.
exactly whenever there's a new Batman movie, there'll be a Batman video game, be a Lego, whatever, and that suit that you saw in that film will be a skin that's going to be in that video game. That is what I'm saying. That's why everyone jumps on Batman. We are led to believe the leader of DC is Batman. Superman's not going to do it anymore. And if Superman can't do it, and a Wonder Woman can't do it, ultimately the DCU universe will fail because James Gunn said he does not want to lead this DCU anything with Batman. He's purposely putting out other stuff first before Batman.
I mean, Batman's the equivalent of Wolverine and Marvel.
Yeah.
Or at least like pre-MCU, because like you have your Captain America, who's like the center of the Avengers of their superhero team.
I would say Batman more like Iron Man.
I mean, that's the thing. Nobody cared about Iron Man in the 90s.
But that's the thing, in terms of like a direct one-to-one comparison, but I'm talking in terms of like popularity, because like I said, pre-MCU, the big heavy hitters of Marvel were Spider-Man and the X-Men, especially Wolverine. But then, of course, there was a shift in the dynamic once the MCU started. So then you get more recognition with Captain America, the Hulk, Iron Man, even though they were still big characters, but they still weren't as big as like Spider-Man and Wolverine. But that's the thing. Like, Superman is the center of the Justice League. He is the OG superhero. He is the blueprint that, for one way or another, all other heroes have followed. Batman is just the most popular and arguably the most compelling.
It's gonna take another James Gunn film with Batman as a guest. It's gonna be a BVS version, James Gunn.
But ask yourself this question.
Without that, it's not gonna.
But ask yourself this question: do you, with the track record that we have, and with the things that James Gunn has made, and the things that his characters have said, and the things that he has said, do you trust James Gunn to lead a Batman project?
I don't trust James Gunn to do anything.
Well, there you have it. That's the problem.
I didn't even like Guardians of the Galaxy, but that's besides the.
Whoa.
Yeah, I did. I wasn't a
None
fan.
of them?
Because I wasn't a fan of the yuck like that. I'm with Joe on that stuff.
Which ones have you seen?
All three. I hated them. Hated everything.
You didn't cry in it? You didn't cry in the third one?
The reason for me, it's not that the Guardians of the Galaxy, it's not that the movies were even bad.
It doesn't appeal to you.
As a comic book reader, and even with Marvel, I've never been into Guardians. When you were younger, even when like in the 90s and stuff like that, no one ever talked about the Guardians until now.
Until the movies
came out. Before it was X-Men this, Blade that, Spider-Man. Nobody even cared about Iron Man or Captain America until like the DCU. So, I mean, Guardians are cool. I don't have nothing against them, but yeah, to do that with the DC is it's pretty bad.
Mikhail Bowman, you said, I want a Green Lantern movie. Dang it!
Look, man, we can't even get a good Green Lantern show right now.
They can't even put. They're afraid to put green in it. They don't have the green. That's the thing. They don't even have the budget to make it as cosmic as it could be. This DCU is not it, bro.
This buddy cop thing is gonna be stupid, bro.
Yeah.
No.
Like I said, that's my thing. Is at this point, I do just think that DC is cooked. But at the end of the day, I'm just putting my attention elsewhere. I'm cool. I'll be fine. I have games I can play. I have other movies to check out.
He's got tech and cartoons to watch.
I'll take that over a Supergirl. I'm just saying.
God.
Like I said, my entertainment needs are still met. I'll be fine. But at this point, if this is the DC I'm getting, I've already said before, if it was up to me, if I wasn't held hostage, I would have just skipped the fucking movie. I didn't like the Superman movie as is. I'm not interested in any of his other side projects, half of which got canceled anyways because they were bad ideas to begin with. So this movie clearly wasn't going to appeal to me. I didn't expect it to be as bad as it was, but my investment in this DC universe, which was barely there to begin with, it's fucking done now. I don't care to see that dog. I don't trust them to write villains. I don't trust them to write heroes. I don't trust them at all. I'm done. I'm over it.
Well, the ultimate way to make sure they don't do this again, like David said, is don't go see the film or boycott it in some way. But, you can watch it on a streaming service when it comes out like that. Personally, I didn't want to pay for it because it is a bad movie, but I had moments where I saw it and was like, okay, there are things I agree with more than what I'm seeing from the critics. And if you are looking for something, if you're a Supergirl fan, I think there are moments, small ones, that you might enjoy until the ending with the sword. That was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Like I said, there's like damn near
I've
2 or
never,
3
right,
moments that felt Supergirl. But like I said, to get into this in the spoilers, because that scene where she actually appears and she's wearing the costume for the first time, which goddamn, how long did that take before we got to the movie?
I think I was power napping by then.
Yeah, but see, we had the cool moments. Yeah, maybe the CG on the swinging the thing around was kind of stupid, but it's cool. Supergirl is here, dun da da da, and then she gets shot with kryptonite arrows, and then she's depowered again. It was so jarring. I was like, really, we're back to this already after you just woke up from a kryptonite nap? Because that's my thing. And again, I do not like this idea of like intentionally. Haven't we been here before? Do you remember? Like you watched some of the Justice League cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Do you recall at all in some of those earlier seasons where Superman would just continually get his ass whooped? They corrected it. Yeah, they corrected it in later seasons because fans weren't down for that. But we're doing it again in these movies. Superman got his ass whooped throughout all of James Gunn's Superman up until like 2 or 3 moments where he was allowed to actually win and get a W. Supergirl is the same way. She's getting ragdolled around when she doesn't have her powers. She has to find ways to get more yellow sunlight. And then even when she has her powers, they find some way to either feed her a poison that's got her puking everywhere after she just ate some fucking gecko alien shit popcorn.
But you know
and then she gets shot with kryptonite, and it's like, okay, now we're back to square one. And again, this is the same person that claims to respect the comics. This was the same issue I had with his Superman movie, where you say we're using Grant Morrison's All-Star Superman as an inspiration. In that comic, part of the point was a direct response to the criticism of people saying Superman's too powerful. How am I supposed to relate to a guy who can't get hurt? They made him more powerful than he ever was, but just made him human. They made you identify with the human qualities of Clark. They didn't need to have him get his ass whooped throughout the whole movie or throughout the whole comic. And then you get to the movie and it's like, it just completely misses the point.
It lets you know that that Kryptonians rely too much on strength. Because when their powers are not there, they're getting their ass beat.
What are you talking? What?
What?
What are you getting?
I'm talking about because they get depowered and they just getting their ass beat off.
But again, that is not the answer to making your characters relatable. That's just a surface level crutch. Here's the thing. Again, this has been my concept. Shout outs to Relentless because I said this on your podcast. If I made a Superman video game, again, the same dilemma. How are you going to make a Superman game? He can't get hurt by anything. How are you going to do it? I would just make it so the dilemma is you have to deal with the same challenges that Superman has to deal with, which is saving people and avoiding disasters. If you let people die, or if you let this natural disaster take out an apartment building, you fail the mission, respawn. That's the goal. It's not about you getting hurt or you getting killed. Maybe you can have some boss fights and stuff like that. If you actually commit to the concept, you can make it work. They didn't with these movies. They just said, well, let's just take the easy way out, take away their powers, have them get beat up, and then people will relate to them.
Sounds expensive, and that's probably what they're looking at. If we have to spend, they probably looking at. We got to spend a lot of money to showcase all.
How expensive is it just to write a decent script?
But you talking about them getting their ass beat the whole time.
That's what they're doing.
Like for them to showcase their powers the entire movie, that's probably a lot of budget that they're going.
They made Man of Steel, where Clark was like doper than he's ever been on screen prior, with the exact same budget as James Gunn's Superman. What are you talking about?
But if they went that route, then if they went that route where powers on full display, nothing's really affecting them. Like you talking about, like when Clark's dealing with regular people or whatever, but then it wouldn't be much of a movie. But the people she's dealing with, these people aren't just regular people. They got some hint of super strength. Like you saw old boy when they dropped a tank from the sky and he caught it with one hand and then threw it. Like they not weak. Like they're dealing with people with somewhat similar strength.
I see what you mean. But again, they're going out of their way. If you want to put the character through challenges, that's fine. And again, Man of Steel did the same thing, but it didn't have to like weaken him in order to do it. They just gave him a reasonable challenge. He was fighting other Kryptonians. He fought against a planet terraforming gravity weapon
That he
where
did.
gravity is like one of the reasons why he's so strong. He fucking did the impossible. He stood in a beam that was terraforming a planet and he pushed through and he still flew through it. Like that was like a really like heavy inspirational moment. That's what I'm
You
looking
gotta think
for.
this is like a day 2 of Supergirl. Like
No, the fuck it
you
isn't.
want, she ain't got what? What are you talking about?
There's no establishing like how long she's been
How long
there.
has
How
she
long
been
she's
in
been
there?
active.
That's a good question. Wait,
She
what,
ain't-
They
She
did
never the time she put on that was the first time she ever put on the suit. She had a flashback
Oh.
where Clark gave her the suit and she was like, well, I don't really need it. And then she's just been sitting there. She hasn't had
this
the
was
suit
kind
that
of like
long.
like day one, or was it Batman day one or
Year one.
Year
Year
This is
one.
kind of like year one for her.
But at the same time, they didn't establish like any like she's clearly familiar with her powers.
Yeah,
And she's
there
aware
was-
of it. That's why she's going out of her way to go and party at dive bars on planets with red suns. But she knows what she's capable
But
of.
from the time
and when she gets her powers back, she demonstrates her powers. This is not an inexperienced Supergirl. An irresponsible one, an immature one, yes, but she's not inexperienced in dealing with her powers.
I mean, she's probably used to her powers, but you got to think the fact that she's still going through what she did with her family, that's still fresh. From the time when they showed her drop out in the capsule to the time she is then, it looked like maybe like a year or two have passed.
But again, what does that have to do with the actual approach of the writer?
Well, you want her to like, it's like you want her to display like current Superman fight tactics and durability and all that. She's been on a bender all these years. She ain't been in no real combat world-like situations like that. Superman's been protecting Earth for a good time, and when he's
3 years.
3 years. That's longer than what she's been.
But again, my point is you do not have to actively take away your character's powers or have them just constantly get beat up and roughed up throughout your entire movie in order to make them relatable. Just stick to your actual like character. And yeah, they do some of that, like I said before, in terms of like how they deal with her trauma from Krypton. But like I said, my criticism is that their actual solution to it feels very surface level to me.
But in her defense, she's inebriated throughout most of the time. Most of the time she's going around, she's been cooking in the red sun. And she ain't been sitting out in the yellow sun this whole time. So she's like halfway, she's at half power level the entire movie.
I mean, to his defense, she did say at the beginning, a red sun life is probably best.
She spends most of her time in the red sun, so she doesn't have all the strength Superman has to be able to do these things. So she's half powered and drunk the whole time. Half powered and full drunk the whole time.
But again, that's an active choice to take more power away from the character.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is you do not have to rely on that to make your character relatable. And again, in what has been widely regarded as one of the greatest superhero stories of all time, or at least one of the greatest Superman stories of all time, he made the character more powerful than he ever was. No, not that is a great story though. Which arguably that's kind of there too. But All-Star Superman.
All-Star.
They made him physically stronger than he ever was, faster than he ever was. He was completely invulnerable to kryptonite. But they actually added human and relatable stories to him. They had him he gave him an opportunity to deal with the trauma of losing his dad retroactively. They had him dealing with his own mortality because, he was getting stronger, but his cells were oversaturated with solar energy. So he was converting into pure energy. So he was technically, quote unquote, dying. Again, he's dealing with mortality, even though he's stronger and he can't be hurt by anything. But he barely had a fight scene throughout the whole book.
He had time to work his way up to that, though. We talking about somebody who's still fresh.
I'm not talking about comparing apples to apples from one story to another. I'm talking about the actual execution on the concept of the story. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, we can all agree, just to go ahead and bog it down, that's not going to happen with James Gunn. So
again, he's proven as such. But again, you can't look at me like I'm crazy because to me,
I don't.
No. I'm not necessarily talking to you. I'm talking to y'all out there, not you guys in the chat. But specifically, the people that like to get in our comments because Dave likes to selectively upload whichever clips that don't get my full point. But for the people,
happened to me a few times.
But it happens to all of us. But for people that like to say that, oh, well, if you don't like it, then don't watch it. I fucking wish. Or this dude's never read a comic book in his life. Oh, really?
Have you?
I've read.
Yeah, that man's man, he's
you
got
tried
a wall.
to You tried to hand me a comic that I've already read years ago.
I just wanted to know if you wanted to check it out.
I've already checked it out. I've been on this shit.
Chad, he literally has bookshelves of comics spanning years.
Or at least I had, because I had to sell
them.
them.
Oh, you had to sell them, yeah.
But that's beside the point. Again, my knowledge is solidified. I know DC. I know comic books. I get it. My thing is, I've told you guys from the beginning, James Gunn is not the guy to helm the DCU.
Yes,
you guys are just now starting to figure it out.
No. I said I don't like Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't like any of these movies. I didn't care about the yuck. I didn't like it when they did it with Suicide Squad 1 or 2.
But you're talking about the consensus of movie-going fans, right? When you say y'all.
Like, for the people that like, specifically the people that are critical.
Oh, okay. Because it does seem like so far that, from what I've seen before this, James Gunn, people were kind of on his side. I mean, I think he got.
They were on his side. Yes.
Superman was, I'd say, mixed but lean positive.
I can say that.
Is that accurate?
Yes. Okay. And like Supergirl is mixed but leans negative. That's the problem.
To me, I see mostly leaning negative, but I'll say that's fair to say mixed but leaning negative. But box office wise, we can't deny.
Right.
This is a bomb. I mean, this is a straight miss completely for them. They're going to lose a lot of money. I don't know if we're getting another. I think Supergirl will be in other projects.
That's what I'm saying. She's not going to get her own movie.
Yeah, I mean,
but again, at this point,
we want her in another movie.
We have enough momentum that people are going to care.
So there are.
That's how I feel, Joe. Because I feel like too. Sorry, doesn't control, but I wonder too when it comes to the first Superman movie. I know that the box office number didn't hit $1 billion, but it still did well. But how many of those people were curious because it's, the first Superman movie is James Gunn, this is this. But now after we've seen this, I don't know if we're that hyped for a Superman.
And even on top of that,
2, I guess.
And even on top of that, the Superman movie was pretty much a one of a kind in terms of the rest of James Gunn's DCU, because that's the only project that feels like that so far, because Supergirl and what's it called, Creature Commandos and Peacemaker clearly has its own style, its own sense of humor, its own taste with the needle drops. This is what I said from the beginning. The only way that Superman can work as a movie is if James Gunn is not acting like James Gunn. And even then, a lot of the times he couldn't help himself. So you get to all these other things that came before it and after it, and it feels nothing like the movie that actually worked. So where the fuck are we supposed to go from here? Are you just going to be excited for the next Superman movie because that's closer to the mark?
Do you remember 10 years ago, me and you were wow, it's been 10 years.
Yep. Well,
me and you were literally upstairs and the first trailer for Justice League dropped, and you and me were like,
the 2016.
This is the best day ever. Because all we had was Marvel shit forever, huh?
10 years?
2016,
2016, yeah. And me and Joe were nothing else matters. This is the most important. Fast forward to now, I'm so sad.
Yeah.
This hurts.
No, absolutely.
I love DC over Detective Comics over Marvel. It has always been that way for me. And knowing they will not have a movie future scares me. But what scares me worse, is that DC has projects with Marvel where they mix their comic heroes.
Yeah.
It's been Batman and Deadpool. Yeah. And Superman and Spider-Man.
They got Sonic and Batman and that.
All it's going to take is Disney to say, you know what? This works. Just give me all of DC. I'll just buy them. And now I'm going to make DC crossover Marvel movie.
They're trying.
And then DC won't have its chance.
Here's the thing.
Will be Marvel and DC.
Here's the thing. If Marvel can buy it and we get it out of the hands of fucking Warner Brothers, take it. It's all yours. I don't give a fuck at this point.
Damn.
It's better than where we're at now.
I might cry.
I'm not. Because like I said, I knew it was coming.
And do y'all want, Tori, especially you, do you want a actual Supergirl 2?
Hell no.
I take it or leave it. I don't know where unless she's hanging out with her cousin. Or Dark
them together, you're saying?
Or if it's when Darkseid showed up.
Oh, okay. Okay. That would be sick.
Maybe they should have made that movie.
That
instead.
would be sick. With Supergirl and Superman tag teaming Darkseid, because Darkseid wants to take Supergirl and turn her into his. So that's some Snyder shit.
So-
You couldn't. No, boy.
And then I know we're at the end of the stream, but another question I had too was just like, it is more of a comic question. But out of all of the great stories I'm sure that you could pull from, I'm genuinely curious about like why pull the story or do a storyline that is so focused on just saving a shot dog of poison arrow. Like
I can tell you exactly
I'm
why.
just curious because I'm sure that there are other stories that are very compelling and deeper. And why something as
I mean, I feel like
I don't want to say insignificant because her dog dying is a big deal, but I'm just wondering why not a bigger threat. Why something so smaller?
I mean, I think
I can tell you exactly why. But go ahead, Tor.
I feel like they was just using it as an excuse to dive into her backstory and to why she's doing what she's doing. I feel like that was one of their main reasons for making it about the dogs. Like she has nothing else, and he's trying to get her to see more of Clark's point of view when it comes to being a hero. And so she doesn't have anything, so now she has something worth fighting for to turn her around. So they was like, okay, let's make it, let's raise the stakes on her, because she really doesn't have anything else to lose. All she has is her dog. So what do you do when somebody has nothing else to lose and the only thing they care about is this, when they barely even give a damn about their cousin? They just care about this dog.
I'm gonna be 100 with you because I'm trying my best to defend the movie, but honestly, I think it was just the numbers for Crypto from the trailers and shit from last year that just made them say, let's just make the movie about the dog.
Oh no, hold on.
I really feel like it was just the numbers that
I'm not mad at that.
Because fucking Asia saw the trailer and she was like, but no one else. That's what fans gave a damn about, and so they were like, oh, Crypto, what happened if he dies? People will pay attention to that. That. I don't think
there's a much simpler answer. There's a much simpler answer to even that. David, who's in charge of this DC's universe again?
Well, there you go.
Gunn.
Yeah, because the story where Supergirl is wearing a trench coat and going to dive bars and drinking and being a fuck up and getting white girl wasted, of course that appeals to James Gunn. Of course the dog appeals to James Gunn. He's the guy in charge. He picks and chooses what he cares about. Why, when he first announced that there was going to be a Batman project, it was just about Batman and Damian Wayne. Not a bad story, not bad inspiration. That's one of my favorite arcs for Batman, but now you have the problem of how are you going to introduce the rest of the Batman, of the Bat family, and have to retroactively introduce Dick Grayson, Tim Drake, maybe Jason Todd, et cetera, et cetera.
Tell that story the way the comic book is. That's the problem.
But that's the thing. He's just picking and choosing what he likes, regardless of whether it's a good strategy or not.
And
that's the problem.
Isn't he also a really big dog lover?
He based Crypto off of
that's
his
what
dog.
I'm saying. It's very odd to me that the second movie in your franchise is built around, because Tori, correct me, is this from a storyline from the comics, like the whole Crypto getting shot? Is that
no?
Okay, so you don't pick a storyline from the comics. You pick something that we already know, like. It's just weird to me, like, we know that you are the dog person and your dog looks exactly like Crypto, and the second movie of the franchise is about that. It feels like you're injecting your own too much into something.
David, they literally...
do you mean that this entire DC universe that's been completely self-indulgent since its inception, everything has been built off of selling things off the name of James Gunn. You see literally him animated in the opening the Creature Commandos where he's at the writer's table. It's all about him. That's all he cares about. He gave notes to the guy that directed this movie because he's James Gunn. He's the guy in charge. He wants to see things done the way he wants. He announced a Authorities project and an Amanda Waller project and a Jimmy Olsen project. Whether they happen or not, it's all about what he wants.
Me and Joe were driving down the road just last week, and the same time they announced the brand new Batman series, James Gunn put out Crypto. The Super Dog series. It's based on the numbers of what fans gave. They didn't care about Superman, they cared about the damn dog. She cared about the damn dog. We have a story
You care now,
about
Adrian.
the damn dog.
Like I said, it was just noticeably CGI for me this time,
Yeah.
where I couldn't even be like, "Oh, look at the dog." I'm just like, "Come on, y'all."
Yeah. No.
They're gonna put that dog in Peacemaker and get it run over by a truck or some shit. That's what, bro.
Get the dog the fuck out of here.
It's going. Look.
I'll be real too. This movie just further cements my dislike for David Cornsweat's Superman. I'm gonna say that too. Any of his scenes, just like, okay, I get it. You're a fucking dork. Cool. My issue with him.
What is it? The Crab Chews? What's the fucking name of the group that he said?
The Crab. I don't something. I'm a punk rocker. That
I'm a punk. Yeah.
My thing is like, again, there's different aspects to characters with like dual identities and stuff.
Mhm.
Derek, you and I are both Batman fans, right?
Big time.
We can acknowledge that there's, of course, a Bruce Wayne and a Batman, but the real Batman is that line in between. When he's in the Batcave talking to his allies, talking to Alfred. So there's a degree of performance to both Batman and Bruce Wayne, right? Just like Superman. There is a Clark Kent and there is a Superman. And there's that line in between when he's on the farm talking to Ma and Pa, talking to Lois. But so there's a degree of performance to both Clark Kent and Superman.
Let me ask you this.
But this DC universe just leans solely into bumbling Clark Kent for both. That's the problem.
I was like, with Superman, isn't Superman more so Clark Kent than he is Superman?
Just like Batman is more so Batman than Bruce Wayne. But like I said, there's that pseudo middle between the both. That's the real personality. There is a degree of performance to both, one less than the other.
Yeah.
But again, this erases all that nuance and just makes him a bumbling dork on both. There's no difference. That's why when you see that trailer, when people were like, oh my God, when he said, Superman, Miss Lane, that was like the only moment that he did that. And people were like dropping their jaws and scraping them off the floors. Oh my God, this guy gets Superman. That was the only shot where he even did that. The rest of the movie, he was just acting exactly the same. Have you got it through your skulls? He's not the dude to do it.
I would rather.
Who would y'all rather have?
Who would we rather have?
Or is it the Superman or is it the version of Superman?
It's his version of Superman.
It's his version of Superman, yeah. Personally, again, me and Joe are always going to stand on Man of Steel was just the best version of Clark we were ever going to get. And I know people hate the movie, but it is what it is. I just hope James Gunn somehow sees the clips of these on TikTok and knows that he sucks.
I mean, he's terminally online, so who knows? He'll probably run into it, but then he'll probably try to cope and come up with some bullshit, lie in our faces. I don't give a fuck.
You need to get a ghostwriter like Drake or something.
We don't all have the same views, but if you want to put us in a DC movie, we'll do
I ain't working with this motherfucker.
I will work with this motherfucker. I need DC to survive.
I'll work with
Joe. James Gunn, come to me. I will.
If you need me in Marvel or DC, just let me know.
No, Marvel's fine, but Disney, they ain't.
Look, even Ben Affleck said, "I ain't working with this dude." Look, something's going on.
He did?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because they were at one point they were in talks saying like, "Hey, we're gonna get Ben Affleck to direct the project." Smart move, you would think, right? And then Ben Affleck, not long after that, was like, "Nah, I ain't working with this dude." But this is the same dude. Not to make this comparison, because I know, of course, they're friends. That's true. But this dude literally came back and did reshoots with Snyder and he said like that was the only reason I'd come back to Batman if he was at the helm of it. Just like Christian Bale said, he would come back to Batman if he was working with Chris Nolan. You have people that have earned your trust. They're like that cool with each other. What is going on with James Gunn where you got people that are like, you know what, I'm down. I'm not doing this.
Hey man, it is what it is. DC is doomed, but at least you have Marvel.
Or you could go like watch anime or something. That's always fun.
There's that. Or no, don't watch Tekken Go. Don't. I'm not supporting that.
Hey, that's your choice. And look, if that's not enough to win you over, you're not obligated to watch it as a Tekken fan.
I love how when it comes to Tekken, you will flip the script of what is bad.
Like I said,
watch it.
I'm making the choice to at least keep my eye out for it because at this point we still don't know anything about it. I'm just curious enough to see, okay, what could they possibly do with this? I'm not writing it off yet just because I haven't seen anything yet. But again, you as a fan, if it doesn't appeal to you, that's totally fine. It's on them to deliver more of what we actually want.
Isn't that the same thing with Gunn?
Yeah. This is why I say if it doesn't appeal to me, I'll just skip it. But you're the one that's saying, well, as a DC fan, if we don't support this, we won't get any more DC. Make better DC and I'll support it.
They call him Marvelous. Gifted us $4.99.
Thank
Nothing like being sauced up watching the fam. Love
Oh,
y'all.
Appreciate you. Thank
You
you.
are too good. You were
Thank
too
you
kind.
so much.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
And
Just don't do too much sauce like Supergirl, all right? Just
Oh.
try to slow it down a little bit. You know?
Dang.
So ultimately, we all say it sucks.
Yes. pretty
Okay.
much.
Well, no, not Tori. Tori loved it.
I am.
Tori
Man,
says 6-7. He just wanted
Okay,
the
he liked
brain
it.
rot.
Tori,
He
if
didn't
they
give an
put
actual.
a set of
What is your actual rating?
6-7.
I mean, it's
I
somewhere in between.
Tori, I swear you were giving this too much of a pass. I swear, if they put a cape on a set of keys, bro, I think you'd still give this movie a 7, man.
No.
You have got you
I
got it. You're
wouldn't.
too nice with this, bro.
I would no. I told you what I liked about it. I mean, that was it. You know.
he has some good points. Mental stability is a big thing. I get where he's coming from, but that movie is still ass.
But again, I still feel like the movie is too steeped in that because that's what James Gunn relates to. That's what he wants in his direction. That's why, to me, the way that you get out of that doesn't match the intensity of putting her in that position to begin with. And again, here's the crazy thing. She hears the advice while she's on Krypton, and only now she gets it. It's weird. It's interesting to me.
That's
but
just.
whatever.
I mean, that's just like when parents tell you something, you don't listen to it, and then you have to experience it for yourself, and you be like, "Damn, they was right."
And I get that, but I'm saying in terms of working for a movie, that to me is questionable. But like I said before, if that did enough for you, same thing of seeing Superman save that squirrel in that dumbass movie, if that did it for you,
You know what it reminds
I
me
wish
of?
I could be in that same position. Happy for you, but no.
so, chat, you've heard our thoughts. Make the decision if you are going to go and see this film or not.
No, we ain't selling-
Don't take our word for it. Everybody, you should formulate your own opinion
That's true.
about it because what we enjoy is not the same what others enjoy.
That is
Absolutely. So feel free to just enjoy it on your own. So with that being said, that's our
That's our
stream.
time. Derek, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you.
Next week,
And next week we got DreamCon coming up, so definitely stay tuned for content from that. After DreamCon, we'll also have make sure I'm saying it right. Mega Night, no, yeah, Mega Night Market,
Anime Matsuri on the water.
You better know.
Those guys.
I had
as
to
much,
say the shit
as much
over
as
and
you
over
have to do
again,
it, you better know it.
Yeah, but thank you for joining us on this totally mellow and chill stream.
yeah.
We
That
had
did not get overheated.
Yeah, we're getting better at this. You know?
Chill.
You two actually behaved quite nicely. You know,
I'm always on my best behavior.
Sorry,
I'm
quit
in my
lying.
soft girl era, so I
Because he
wouldn't know
didn't say
anything
the
about
B
it.
Just
word.
don't end up like
She didn't
Supergirl.
say the OP.
Just saying. Well, y'all, that's been our time. We'll see you in the next one 2 weeks from now. Stay posted on our socials.
Have a
y'all
good night,
later.
Iconic 13.
Oh, snap.
Absolutely.
Peace out,
Take
everybody.
care.
Later.